You're good. I'll be right back. I'm gonna be like just 5 seconds. Okay, so just give me 1 second.
What's up, chat? Welcome to Rockin' Librarians. Matt's live. This is where it's at. What's up, everybody? What's up, chat? Jess. I think this is the first time I've been live with Matt before. What's up, everybody? Doctor, Avalyn. People mentioning me. What's up, people? So, who thinks being a lesbian is wrong?
All right, I am back. I am back. Thank you, Spoof. I appreciate you
I
so
got
much.
you, man. Anytime.
Okay, thanks. Have a good one, bro. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't call you bro. If you don't,
You're good.
Okay, thanks, bro. Thanks. Have a good one. That's in my vernacular. I just say bro to everybody. So I apologize if that's not what anybody wants to hear or anything. Hex, you still want to come up or anything? Like, you don't have to or anything, because now I'm good and everything. So, but thank you, Spoof. I appreciate you. Hi, Blake. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How old are you?
I am 20.
Nice. Do you disagree with the topic?
And do I disagree with it? Like,
Yes.
do I think it's wrong?
Like, yeah. Like, do you think being lesbian is wrong?
Before I start, I just want to say that, and everyone has their own choice to do whatever they want, right? But for me, I personally,
Oh, you muted, Blake. Did you get a call?
No, I'm sorry. I was
Oh, okay. Okay, you're back now. So just restart.
okay. Anyway, what I was saying is in the Bible, it talks about God giving up people to their, unrighteous passions with each other, men committing shameless acts with men, trading relationships with women for other men. So that's why I personally think it's wrong.
Okay, so you're a Christian.
Yes.
Okay. And you cited Romans 1 there. So, okay. So before let's get into the scripture, like before we get into it, why should I or frankly anybody follow the Bible and follow its morality and everything? So like why should I care basically?
Well, whether you're Christian or not, I think the Bible in itself provides, some actually good moral guidelines. And like I said, people can choose to believe what they want. I'm just saying personally, I believe that it's true because of things that I've seen in my own life. I've casted out demons before. I've experienced that before, and so I've just experienced too much to.
Do you think slavery has always been a bad thing?
So the answer to that, God never condoned slavery. Back then, because what I like to say is God.
I didn't ask you that. I just said, is slavery always a bad thing?
Oh, is it always a bad thing?
Yes.
It depends on which context you're using it. So, for example, if someone like agreed to be, let's say, a servant, right? A more, better term for that. If
So
someone,
you're saying that if someone agrees to it, then it's okay. Like if I wanted to pay down my debt by becoming a slave to somebody, that would make it okay.
I mean, if you're agreeing to that,
You still think that's okay?
if you are like consenting to working that debt off, that is like consensual. I'm saying,
I don't care if it's consensual. Someone could I could say that I want somebody to cut my arm off, right? Just like right now, just like chop
oh,
it
well,
off.
no, definitely not
That's
that.
consent.
Yeah, I mean, if it's, I mean, consenting in the way of like obviously you're not being treated misfairly, because there's cases of slavery where they're not like actually being treated misfairly. It's just
I
they're
want you to just hold on. I'm asking you one. Do you believe that slavery? Okay, let me ask you. I'm gonna ask you this very succinctly because this is going to lead, I think, to where we need to go.
okay.
Is slavery, in any form, always wrong, no matter what it is? So I don't care if it's debt slavery, chattel slavery, someone not, a slavery in prison. I don't care, right? Is slavery in every form morally wrong?
Yes,
Okay, so therefore, then you don't really care about whether or not somebody consents to it because you believe that it's always morally wrong.
yes.
Okay, so is and you mentioned this too, is the rules that God gave in Leviticus and Exodus for slavery, are those wrong? Because God, yes, you're right. God didn't say, "Hey, this is this is good," but He didn't quite say that it's bad either. And in fact, He gave specific rules about how it should be regulated. So much so that it goes into painstaking detail. So if your God thought it was bad, He would do what He did with many things like shrimp and everything, and just say, "No, don't do it." And so, does God view slavery as a bad thing?
Yes, he views slavery as a bad thing. That's why he brought his people out of Egypt. But also at the same time, he limited his power by giving us free will. So even though humanity created slavery, he was trying to take those people from where they were and bring them to a point of like not slavery. Like he obviously doesn't condone that. He wouldn't want any of us to be in slavery.
Really? And so God will
provided
free His Israelites from bondage in Egypt, and yet He won't free other people of slavery. In fact, He'll tell the Israelites how to enslave people.
What verse is that?
That's Exodus 21 and Leviticus 25.
I'll have to read that one.
So Exodus 21 talks about how you can't beat your slave, or if you beat your slave but the slave survives, you won't get punished. But if you beat the slave and the slave dies, then you have to pay some money and everything. And then and then in Leviticus, it gives the rules for how you are to buy chattel slavery, and how you can bequeath them to your children, and how the slaves' children will become your slaves, and all that fun stuff. So God gives rules to the Israelites. So it seems like God is okay with slavery as long as it's not the Israelites, which that's not exactly like a good thing. I don't know how that makes God all loving when He singles out one people, but says, yeah, like all those other people, yeah, fine, you can enslave them.
Well, like I said, I mean, obviously he's giving rules about what you can't do to your slaves. Like obviously, you can't. He's telling you if you're gonna have slavery, you might, don't beat them, don't do all that stuff. And but like I said, he never wants us to have slavery. He never wanted slavery. That is a man created.
Well, hold on. God gave down 600 and some commandments telling you about what not to do. Like why I can't wear two fabrics that are interwoven. Why I can't eat pork, and yet He couldn't give one command that just said, "Thou shalt not own another human."
I'm sure he has. I'll have to look for it, but I'm.
No, wait, hold on. No, He didn't, because He gives rules for it. How can He outlaw it, but then get rules for it? And there's nowhere within the Levitical law or the book of Deuteronomy, which tells kind of the same thing, that says anything about slavery being quote unquote morally wrong. God, in fact, says, no, slavery is okay as long as you do it in this way.
Exactly. I mean,
what do you mean exactly? That's bad, right? Slavery is always morally wrong. God says, no, slavery is not morally wrong if you do it in this way. I'm saying, no, there is no form of slavery that is okay, point blank, period. And that includes debt slavery, prison slavery, chattel slavery, slavery for like 5 minutes. I don't care. Like, all slavery is bad.
yeah, I mean, I agree. I'm just saying, but God never intended for slavery to be a thing. But because of man's free will, and because slavery was created by man, He gave laws on, if you're going to have slavery, obviously don't beat them, don't do stuff like that. But
no, you can beat them as long as they survive the beating.
Okay.
That's what Exodus 21 says. Like, you can beat them, but just don't kill them.
Okay. Now, here's my question: is what people did they enslave?
It doesn't matter what they did. I don't care what they did. It gives rules about like war and stuff. Like, you can enslave like people from wars. you can buy them, you can do all that kind of stuff. But that's all. And thank you for the gaming. That's all it says, right? I don't care what they did. I don't care if they were, terrible people. That doesn't mean that they should be enslaved, and it certainly doesn't mean that their children get to be enslaved, as God says in Leviticus 25.
Okay.
Like, I don't think that is a controversial take, that even bad people should not be enslaved. For example, the 13th, is it the 13th or the 14th? Shit, I should know this, and I don't. I'm going to say the 13th. I think the 13th Amendment outlaws slavery in America except for one thing: prison slavery. Yeah, 13th. I was right. Yes. So we can have legal slavery in the American prison system right now because the 13th Amendment says all slavery is bad except for this type. And that's still in the books. I personally think that's wrong. I don't care if someone unalived 15 people or they grip somebody. I don't want to put them through slavery. They should be punished, but not through slavery.
Okay.
And so I bring all this up because you talked about how, one, the Bible had like good moral code. I'm saying, yeah, no, not really. And two, if you disagree with what God did in Exodus and in Leviticus, then why can't I just disagree with what Paul says in Romans 1? Because, by the way, we didn't even talk about Romans 1, but I disagree with Paul about why he says that the men and the women did what they did, because Paul gives a whole reason about why they did what they did, and I'm going, nah, I don't buy it.
Well, I mean, you do make a good point, but
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I want to look more into that because I just don't think that. I'm sure there is a reason that God did that. Like I keep saying, he obviously doesn't want slavery to be a thing. That's a man. He never made that. He made those rules because man created slavery.
Yes, but hold on. Why is it such an abomination that God can outlaw, like outlaw completely, two types of fabrics being woven together, and yet he can't say a damn thing about outlawing slavery? Like, I'm sorry, but like God tells you what not to eat, what not to wear, what not to do, how to circumcise your baby, how to do all these. He goes through painstaking detail to list 600 commandments about what you should do and should not do, and yet he gives not one iota of a sentence about no person shall own another person. It is an abomination.
Because back in that time, other people did own other people.
Yes, and other people wore more than two types of fabrics. God still outlawed it.
Well, yeah, I mean, people are still going to do it. No matter
So
what God
so
said.
why not just outlaw slavery? Like, I don't understand this point, right? If by your logic God thought it was always wrong, then he could have just added it to the commandment. He could have made 616, and just add one more. Thou shalt not own another human. And then imagine all of history of having no more slavery on the western shores, because it would have said in the Bible, point blank period, no question, it would say God is against slavery in all its forms. Like, just imagine how history would have changed.
Well, like I said, man will still do what man wants to do. It doesn't matter if God told them not to do slavery or not. They're still going to do it.
Yes, but it probably would have helped if God would actually have said it, right? Just saying.
Yeah, I mean,
like if God would have said, I mean, because by your logic, God said, right, being lesbian is wrong, and therefore we have spent centuries and centuries debating this issue and putting people down and even unaliving people because of it. And yet God didn't have 1 minute to just sit down, and when he was telling Moses what to say, he couldn't have just said, oh, and by the way, that like a whole slavery thing, yeah, let's do away with that. Like, no. It took 2,000 freaking years for us to fight through blood, steel, and tears to us to actually get to the point where we think that it's not cool to own another human.
but that's not God's fault. I mean, let's be
it kind of is. He had a direct line to Moses and could have, and God's all knowing, right? So God knew all the suffering that would come of it, and God could have said to Moses, "Hey Moses, while you're writing all this down, let's add one more sentence. Don't own other humans. That is bad." And yet it's silent. Except where God just says, "Okay, you can do it, but do it in this way." Which, as every other civilization had done, every other civilization had rules on this. The Babylonians, the Greeks, the Sumerians, the Romans, they all had rules about slaves and anything, and yet some people in Rome and in Greece and anything thought that owning slaves was bad. And I mean, I'm just saying that, like, God could have told me not to, like, he could have left out the pork thing, right? He could have said, "Yeah, I don't really care about pork, but don't own another human."
Right.
Yeah. And so that's one of my points, that's one of many, about why the Bible is not a good moral source, because you're going to, Flo, I think I am. I'm not that good on, like, all that philosophy terminology, but still, God could have said, "This is bad," because you said, and this is the why you brought it up. You said that the Bible can teach us great things, and I'm saying, yeah, no, not really. Sorry, but like most people that say that have never read the Old Testament, because it's a whole bunch of bad shit.
You do realize that, though, that some of the things in the Old Testament had to be that way before the crucifixion of Jesus, because there was no atoning for our sin?
Well, that's on God then. Why God would
What do you
allow?
mean?
Why the hell would God allow so much violence and suffering and just a despair just to wait to bring down his son to be crucified? Like, what? God could have forgave. Like, I mean, he's God. God can do whatever the fuck he wants, right?
Yeah,
And so he had to wait 3,000 years for people to suffer and to be killed and raped and to just go through just terrible misery and pain. Then at like 3 to 6 BCE, go, "Oh yeah, now it's time to go and fix the problem." Yeah,
Because here's the thing.
I don't buy it.
Because here's the thing, right? Because sin is so serious, it is literally waging a war against God. It says in the Bible that the wages of sin is death. So he can do anything, but because it's so serious, he had to provide that perfect sacrifice to atone for all our sin. He gives, but also, all that stuff happened, wars, violence, all that, because he chose to limit his power and give man free will.
Except the times when God told them to do it. Right?
He didn't technically tell them to do it. He gave them
Oh, really?
rules.
Really? So
He gave them rules.
you don't think God told Saul through Samuel to go and kill the Amalekites? When Saul goes to Samuel and said, the Lord of hosts has said to me, "Go and kill the Amalekites. Kill every man, woman, child, and infant, donkey and sheep, ox and cattle." That's straight from a prophet that got it from God.
Well,
So the Lord of hosts says to me.
If someone's like not pleasing God, then I mean, his wrath, he can do whatever he wants with his wrath.
But it's not his wrath. Wait, hold on. Now you're saying it was free will. Now you're saying, well, no, God can intervene, and now God can actually change things, and he could, bring about his wrath. Well, like, which is it? Is it free will, or is it God intervening to, like, kill some people? Because I see people all throughout the Bible, God not giving a shit about free will. God's intervening here and here and here and here. He's telling them to do this and that. He's telling them to kill people there, to like go here and go there. Like, God doesn't care. God doesn't give a shit about free will.
No, he gives free will, but he can still intervene. He can still give commandments to people.
Thereby changing their free will.
Huh?
Thereby intervening on their free will. Because what does God do if you say no? Well, he kind of smites you, right? He kind of be gone, and he kind of smites you. Well, okay, I mean, that's not really free will now, is it? Because I don't really have a choice. Either I obey you, or I'm going to be smited by you. Well, that's not really free
That's
will.
that's free will. You can now.
No, it's not.
Okay.
If I have a person in my life and I'm telling them, be my partner, be my girlfriend or my boyfriend, be my partner, and if you don't, I'm going to unalive you.
That's. I mean,
Did I give them a choice?
if that were your choice, I mean, and that's still your free will. But if we're putting it in the terms of God, right? The way
That's
that
not free will. I'm sorry, but like,
listen,
no.
right? If we're putting free will in the terms that you're using it, you're saying that God is like, you can do whatever you want, and you're not going to get the punishments of it. The why he gives us free will, right?
I
Obviously,
didn't say that. I said God intervening on free will. Right now, I'm saying if by your logic, because people throw around this all the time, they say a free will, this free will, that. I'm saying God intervenes all the time in the free will of people to change their path. I'm saying God says often, He says, "Do what I say, or I'm going to do this to you," and it's usually something bad, right? That's not free will. That is coercion, because you're saying, as I said to my girlfriend, which I didn't say this, but I'm saying, or I said to this person, date me, or else I'm going to unalive you. That's not free will. That is coercion.
no, I mean, but I'm saying that you're choosing to do that. That's your own free will. If you were to unalive her,
Yes, I'm God in this
okay.
in this scenario. So God has free will. Fine, you can say that, right? But the person who God is talking to, the human, they don't have free will, because I am telling them, do this or a negative thing will happen to you. That's not free will. That's coercion.
Okay, but now what I'm trying to say is obviously you have heaven and hell, right? Heaven is separation, or sorry, hell is separation from God. Heaven is, one with God. So if someone wants to spend their entire life doing their own thing, they don't want to have a relationship with God, God's going to grant that wish. You don't have to come to heaven with me. You don't want to live a life with me. I'm going to send you a place where you don't have to be with me at all, right? So
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying after you die. I'm saying while you're alive.
Yeah, I know,
while
that's
you're
what I'm
alive.
saying. That's what I'm saying. You can choose to accept his moral guidance, right? If he's telling you to do something, it's it's always for the better. He knows he has a good plan for you, right? And if you're choosing to say, no, God, I don't want to do that, I don't want to do that plan, obviously he's given people commands before, right? And they didn't listen to the command. They got smited. Where'd they go? They're going to go to hell, right? That's separation from God. They didn't want to.
Hold on. I want to ask you a very specific question. In 1 Samuel 15, God tells Samuel to tell Saul to kill the Amalekites. All of them. Man, woman, child, infant, oxen and sheep, cattle and donkey. Samuel then goes to war with the nation of Amalek. He kills everybody except for the king. Okay? He spares the king, and God then punishes Saul because he did not kill everybody. He spared the king. Okay. Was Saul wrong to have saved the king and thereby not wiping out all of Amalek? Because Saul did obey the order. He killed man, woman, child, and infant, oxen and sheep, cattle and donkey. That, by the way, I just want to say, as like a preface, that commandment on its face is terrible. Like, I'm sorry, but like, we would never say that is it okay, like right now today. Like, if somebody said that today, we would say that they were crazy.
Say what?
And like genocidal.
Kill
man, woman, child and infant, oxen and sheep, cattle and donkey. That's called a genocide. Because you're wiping out every member and everything of a nation or of a people. And God targeted the people of Amalek because and you know what the sins of Amalek were? They attacked the people at the back of the line as they were going through the wilderness on the way to the promised land. That was their crime. Is that as the 40,000 Israelites, or however many it were going through the wilderness, the nation of Amalek attacked those at the back of the line. And so for that crime, God sentences every single person then and in the future that is of the nation of Amalek to be killed. He wants every single person, no matter how young or how old, it doesn't matter, all of them to be killed. I think that's wrong.
If God is commanding someone to do something, it's not wrong. If God, he obviously does it for a reason, right? He obviously has a purpose.
So right, okay, by that logic, right now, there is a terrorist organization in Africa called the Christian, I forget its name, but there's a terrorist organization in Africa right now that believes that God is telling them to go around, kill people, abduct young boys and girls, and enslave them to propagate their own twisted version of biblical morality. Okay?
Exactly.
They claim that God is telling them to do that. Okay? I think that they're fucking crazy and that they're genocidal and that they're terrorists. By your logic that you just said, if God says it and these people say God said it to them, by their logic, then they're not in the wrong.
Okay, so if God did tell them to do that, then that is a commandment from God. But also at the same time,
what?
Now wait, now just listen, right? You said the key word is they believe that God gave them that commandment. They could all be crazy. You're right. There's false prophets out there. There's people.
You're right. You're making my case for me. How do I know that every single fucking person that says that God told me to do this, they're not just fucking insane?
Well, obviously, there's going to be people that...
I'm going to say Samuel was insane. Saul was insane. Moses was insane.
Okay, but...
How do we know that? How do you know that Moses was not just insane and was talking to random bushes in the fucking wilderness, right? How do you know that? You don't. You believe it on faith, right? It's the same thing that when every crazy religious person who's out there, no matter what they be Christian, Muslim, Jewish, Buddhist, it doesn't matter. As soon as they say God told me something, how can I dispute them? How can I? I don't have access to their mind.
Okay, so you can dispute them based on, if you were to read the Bible, right? I've learned that people say that the Bible is God's voice, right? You learn the Bible, you hear God's voice. You can judge someone on their actions based off their fruit. So let's say there's a pastor, right? He's claiming, "Oh, I'm directly from God. I'm giving you exactly God's words right now," right? And then he immediately goes and rapes kids, right? Obviously,
grapes.
Sorry. Yeah, grapes. Obviously that's not from God. People can say that.
How do you know? No, Blake. I mean, totally serious. How do you know that? How do you know that? Because that one pastor could just say, "No, you're reading the Bible wrong."
Well, it's because you have to judge them based off the fruits of the Spirit. If they're not...
No. I have the Holy Spirit. God came to me. I have the Holy Spirit. I'm reading the Bible as God is talking to me, telling me. Blake, you don't have the Holy Spirit, Blake. You don't know because you don't have the Holy Spirit. How could you know that this is what God... thank you so much. Thank you for the bear. How do you know that this is not what God wants? How do you know, Blake? In fact, Blake, I'm guessing you don't have the Holy Spirit. That's why you're saying something that is counter what I'm saying about why I think God told me to do this. God told me to go and do all these terrible things. You think it's bad because you don't have the Holy Spirit.
No, I'm saying just because someone claims God told him to go do something, that does not mean that God told him to go do it. I could say right now, God told me...
You're proving my point. Thank you.
No, but what I'm saying... Okay, but you're trying to say that no one ever actually heard God. That's what it sounds like you're trying to say.
Yes, because I'm an atheist. I think God doesn't exist. So I think whenever somebody says, "I heard God," I'm thinking, no, you're hearing your own voice talk to you and you're believing in, like your imaginary friend. No, I don't believe anybody has quote-unquote heard God. And yes, I think if people do it, it's because the human psyche and the human mind is very, very susceptible to things. It can hallucinate very easily. That is not that hard to do. So, but that's not my point. I'm saying, how do you distinguish between those that have what you consider but between those that have a true revelation and those that have a false revelation. And you said by their fruits. I'm saying, well, how do you know that those fruits aren't what God is saying versus what you're saying? Because God could actually be telling them something, and you don't have the Holy Spirit. Therefore, you in fact are the one I hear that's like blaspheming and everything. You don't know that.
Well, like I said, you can tell that someone has the fruits because the way they're going to act, right? Obviously, if they're not displaying Christian traits, right? Let's say a pastor is giving a message to a church and he's saying, God told me that this is what he's telling me to tell you guys, right? And then you see him go out and, do all these worldly things, such as, let's say, he's going and unaliving people, or he's going and now I know what you're going to say, right? God does give commandments to other people to unalive other people, but I'm talking about in the sense of if there's a pastor going around doing all these things that aren't Christian, like, at all, like, he doesn't show any, like, you'd look at him and you'd be like, is he really a pastor? Like, he's doing things that, I don't know, a pastor shouldn't do. Now you said that you think Moses is crazy for listening to a burning bush. Now, let me ask you, do you know what Moses did? Like, have you read about what happened to Egypt? Because they,
And again, you're proving my point about free will and everything. God punishes innocence. Yeah, let's kill the firstborn of all the Egyptians. Why? Because I don't know. Because God wanted to punish the firstborns because he hates children for some reason. But again, my point is that, okay, I want to wrap this up just a little bit because we're getting to like a God topic and that's fun and shit. But like, but still, what from the Bible besides Romans 1 or anything else? Is there any other argument besides Romans 1 or like anything like that you want to give me for why being a lesbian is wrong?
Well, like I said, I base my belief off the Bible. I mean, outside of the Bible,
Well, yes, and we already talked about that because I got you. Thank you for the cuddle. I already got you to admit that slavery was like kind of not, or was kind of okay because God allowed it. And we talked about the unaliving of like children. You're like, well, if God says it, I mean, like, Blake, like, do you not understand like what kind of like hole you're digging here? Like I have met so many Christians on this app that say that like actual theologians, actual people that study this, who are like very committed Christians, they don't say this shit. Like I have met more people in my life on this app in the last year that have said that it's okay to unalive children just as long as God says it. Like, I'm sorry, but that is an insane thing. That's insane to me.
All right, now let me point this out, right? So whenever the angel of death passed over Egypt during the Passover, right? God gave a commandment that said, you're going to smear the blood of the Passover lamb on the doors and the angel of death will pass you by. He was giving Egyptians the chance to do that. He was giving them the chance to repent of their sins. Now, let's say there was an Egyptian child, the firstborn Egyptian child of a family, and the family is like, no, we're not gonna do that. I mean, obviously, that Egyptian child can, repent of his sins and, throw his faith and trust in God. I mean, obviously, I'm sure they.
Do you think a pagan Egyptian is going to worship the god of slaves? And you think a child has that ability? Do you think a child has the ability to be like, oh yeah, this random god of these slaves, I'm going to worship that god, and that's repentance? I mean, one, they're children, by the way. I don't say, and two, where in Exodus does God give the Egyptians the chance to smear the lamb over? Because the whole point of like smearing the lamb over is to spare the Israelites, not the Egyptians. God tells them because he wants to spare the Israelites, not to save like all those who will be on their side. That's why God only tells Moses and tells Aaron and shit.
All right, well, you got to think about all the stuff that happened before that night, before the Passover, right? You're seeing all these miracles being done. I mean, if you got to think, right? If you're seeing all these miracles being done, you got to think that that's some sort of higher power, right? I mean,
those happen all the time. hold on. Pharaoh's priests. Hold on. Oh, hold on one second. Pharaoh's priests did the same thing. They turned their staffs into snakes. They
yeah.
could turn water into blood. They could do all those things, right? Which is why Moses engaged in them to show that Yahweh is more powerful than their gods. Because when you read Exodus, it kind of presumes that those gods do exist.
Well, I disagree with that because evil spirits are always at work too. So those things can happen through, like, say, witchcraft or other evil spirits. You know what I mean? Like, and there were other things that his, priest or whatever you want to call them, they could not replicate some of the stuff that Aaron did.
Well, yes, because they were trying to prove that Yahweh was more superior than to the Egyptian gods.
Well,
So yes, of course, the person who's writing Exodus will say that. Like, obviously.
well, there were eyewitnesses. It wasn't just a person. There's many eyewitnesses throughout the Bible.
Eyewitnesses to what?
Well, first of all, there's eyewitnesses to Jesus. There's eyewitnesses to almost everything that happens in the Bible. It's not.
Yes, but we're not talking about eyewitnesses for Jesus. We're talking about Moses here. Like, Moses had no eyewitness. There's no eyewitnesses. Like, I'm sorry, but it was Moses, Aaron, and the 40,000. I mean, I don't know where you're getting eyewitnesses from. Like, for like the a book of Exodus. Like, we're not talking about 1 Corinthians 15 here.
Okay. Anyway, I gotta go. My time's running short. I gotta go. But
Okay.
thank you for debating with me.
Thanks for coming up. I appreciate it.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, everybody, we're going to keep going. We're going to have a special guest here pretty soon, a special guest. Let's try to get this number up to 150K, to 150K, everybody. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm having a great time. This is fun for me. I'll be on for another about 45 minutes to an hour because then I'm going to go eat. So let's bring somebody else up. Hello, Marcos. How old are you?
I'm 21.
Cool. Do you disagree with the topic?
I actually just wanted to just talk about what is it? What you were talking about with Blake, because I don't think he was doing it right. He was just proving your point like more and more, and I don't disagree with what you have been saying at all. But I grew up from a Christian background, but I would say I'm just more of a Christian who's like more realistic and like seeing who God is for who he was. And he was wrathful and he did tell people to unalive other people. And like, that is wrong. It is wrong for a God to do that. But,
Marcos, do you disagree with the topic at all?
oh, the why being
Yeah.
lesbian is wrong.
Yeah.
Um,
Like, do you think being a lesbian is wrong?
no, I mean, people love who they're,
Okay, Marcus. Well, thank you for coming up because
you hear me now?
yes, we can, but you got an echo. But I'm gonna drop you because I'm only looking for opposition. But thank you for coming up. I appreciate it. Let's see. Is she here? Yep. Hey, look who we got. We got the best debate partner in the world.
We'll see about that.
But let's go to the next person. Cool. I saw that you were here. If you want to come back up, you can. Hey, Brooke, how you doing? Is it Brooke?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up? You sound old enough. Do you disagree with the topic?
Yes.
Okay, and why so?
Lack of procreation, I think, is wrong.
Okay. So if I have sex with a infertile woman, is that wrong?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Why is it wrong?
If you're having sex for just lust itself, it's wrong.
So is anybody that has sex after a woman hits menopause, is that wrong?
If you're having sex just for pleasure, yes.
So sex in any way is wrong.
Unless
Sex in
for
any way
procreation.
other than procreation is wrong.
Of course, if you're not procreating.
So what should a man and a woman who are married do when the woman hits menopause? Should they just stop having sex?
Love each other.
Yes, but why can't that love also be with sex?
I told you, if you're not living for procreation, it's wrong. Just lust.
Do you have sex only for a procreation?
Yes.
Really? So you've never had sex? So you don't have like a BJ's? You don't have like any other sex besides P and V sex, and that's it? Only for like a reproduction?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
So you don't like BJ's?
I do.
And yet, and you don't get them, and you never got them.
No, I got them.
And was that wrong?
It led to procreation. It's okay.
I'm sorry.
Your BJ led.
Can you
Oh,
please
sorry. Go
stop?
ahead. Yep.
Can you please stop chewing?
Yeah. The soup like sipping is weird. So
Okay.
like,
Can you hear me?
we hear you well enough that we can hear your chewing. So can you stop
Okay.
that?
Sure.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay. So again, now you're being inconsistent. So while you say that getting BJ's is wrong, but now you're saying that it's not wrong because you got it because it led to procreation. Well, many things that you would probably think is wrong have led to procreation. So again, can you give me any better reason than that?
I didn't say it was wrong.
You just told us that it was wrong.
I said I got them, but it led to procreation. If you're just doing it, if you're not left, if you do it, but don't lead to procreation, it's wrong. If it leads to procreation, it's okay.
So, what are you going to do when you have a wife? I'm assuming that you're straight. When you have a wife, and that wife hits menopause, are you just not going to have sex with her anymore?
Yes.
So you're going to stop having sex with her?
Yes.
God, I feel sorry for your wife.
Yeah.
No issue.
So, I mean,
You need to feel anything.
at least
Well,
you're consistent, I guess. I don't fucking know, but that's a weird I mean, that's a weird way to go. I mean, wait, hold on. What? Are you religious by chance?
No.
Oh, well, shit. Okay. Well,
This would be more specific. Gay people, they cannot procreate. So
when will you know that your wife is not able to have kids again? Because menstruation, it's kind of like up in the air. So, like, what if you have sex with her and yet you find out later that she can't have kids?
we communicate?
Yes, I know that. I'm asking you, what happens if you have sex with somebody and you think that they can get pregnant, and you love that person, and yet you find out that they can't get pregnant? Do you leave them?
I told you, that's why we communicate. If you tell me I cannot get pregnant, then we're not.
I said you find out later. I said you meet
I already
somebody,
found out
you
now.
fall in love, and you find out later that they can't get pregnant, and yet you're still in love with them.
I don't find out nothing later. I find out now. I communicate with people. They're very direct.
Okay, let me change the scenario then. You meet somebody, they are fertile. 5 years into the relationship, they become infertile. What do?
I wouldn't be with any further person.
So you would leave the person that you love simply because they can't give you a
I
child?
wouldn't leave in the first place.
Bruh,
Wait, hold on.
are you listening?
I have an example. So the person that you're with now, I'm assuming is fertile. What happens if they were to, let's say, get into an accident and require like a hysterectomy or, something very, extreme, but where like it's an accident or some sort of whatever, and now there's absolutely no chance they can get pregnant, but it wasn't, like you find out about it right away. Do you leave them, or do you just stay with them and never have sex again, or what do you do?
If you're talking of an example of my wife, if I already have kids with her and I found out that she cannot have kids anymore, it's okay
Wait, why?
because I already have the kids.
Okay, so then you just wouldn't ever have sex again with her, correct?
Yes,
So if you haven't had kids and you get in and your wife gets into this accident, are you leaving her or just like not having sex with her at that point after that where she, this horrible thing happened?
I would love her, but I wouldn't have sex with her.
Okay. I mean, at least you're consistent. So what if a lesbian couple were together but just never had sex? Is that okay?
I don't believe same-sex relationship. It's okay. It doesn't make any sense.
Okay, but why?
It doesn't lead to procreation at all.
Yeah, but you just said that if your wife got into an accident and couldn't have any children, then you would still be with her, you just wouldn't have sex. So that's
No,
not
I-
procreation.
if I already have the kids and if she got into an accident and she couldn't have any kids anymore, then it's okay. I would love her, but I just wouldn't have sex.
Okay. So what if this person gets, like, what if this lesbian couple gets in vitro fertilization? They never have sex. So they've never engaged in sex, but they've had a child. Is it okay that they're together because they've procreated?
Explain what that is.
So in vitro fertilization is basically where you take a sperm and an egg, like in a petri dish, and then put it inside the uterus. Or even, you could do the turkey baster method. So basically you get sperm and you basically just put it inside the woman, and it, does the natural process, but there's no like actual penetrative, any sort of like that kind of thing involved. So there's no male involved like in that moment, but you're still able to like create a baby just through kind of more artificial means. But they're still having children, so they're still procreating. They're just not engaging in any sort of sexual activity.
You'd use someone else's sperm to get yourself pregnant.
Yeah.
Right, which is why I don't see the logic or the sense of it, which is why I don't agree with it. You're using somebody's man's sperm to get yourself pregnant because you know that the same-sex couple, they cannot get pregnant at all. They have to use somebody else's sperm, which is why it's an ideology. I don't really agree with it.
But why does it matter if there's still procreation happening?
Doesn't matter at all.
Why? There's still procreation, so there's still babies, so there's still procreation to further the future. And they're not engaging in any sort of sexual activity. They're just together because they love each other, like you would be with your wife if she couldn't have any more kids but already did with you.
Completely, you're free to do whatever you want. The question that's been presented to us viewers is why is being lesbian wrong? I just told you why, because the same-sex couple cannot procreate to have children. It doesn't make any sense. Human beings are supposed to procreate between male and female. Same sex doesn't make sense.
Okay, then how about this example? Let's say one of the women had a child previously, let's say in a previous marriage or whatever. Either her husband became infertile or, he died or something. And now, so she has a kid. So there's already procreation. And then she meets her wife and they get married and they just never engage in sex. And let's say at this point, they're both in menopause. So either way, they could no longer get pregnant with any chance. So there's already a kid in the picture. So there's already procreation. They're both infertile at this point anyways. Can they be together?
Yes.
Okay. So being lesbian is not wrong if you've already had a kid and then you become infertile.
It's wrong.
What?
I said yes, they can be together, but it's still wrong.
But why? I just gave you...
You gave us the reason as it being because they can't reproduce, and now you're changing it up.
We didn't change anything.
Okay, so what if neither woman can have children? They are both infertile. so there is no chance of having babies whatsoever, is it wrong for them to be together?
Yes.
Is it wrong for you, if there was only infertile women, is it wrong for you to be with an infertile woman as long as you don't engage in sex?
There's not only for a woman, there's for a woman and some for a woman.
Correct. I'm giving examples.
Oh, the example of
I'm
all
testing your logic.
Okay, so you give an example of all girls on the planet becoming fertile?
Or let's say the only women that you are allowed to be, like,
Or that I'm allowed?
or the only women that you are able to get married to are women that are infertile. Is it wrong to marry them as long as you don't engage in sex?
Yes.
Thank you, Evan, for the $10. Thank you so
Then
much,
you're
Evan.
not
Appreciate
allowed. So then you're not allowed to have sex, or you're not allowed to get married at all, or be with another woman, if the only possibility is for you to be with an infertile woman. You're not allowed.
It's not being allowed. I'm allowed to do anything I want. It's about
Okay.
what I'm saying to you. I wouldn't be with somebody that isn't fertile. When I know
Correct.
that.
I'm giving you examples.
Sure.
I'm trying to test your logic here and see, like, why and at what point you change your mind on this. Because,
Okay. You
So-
give me as many examples as you want. Go on.
okay, but so I'm saying, so if you were only, let's say you were on an island and there were, you know, a bunch of women, but they were all infertile, you would not be allowed to be with them.
I wouldn't be with them. I am allowed to be whatever I want, but I wouldn't be with them. Why are you using that
So
word?
you
allowed?
wouldn't. So
Let me
you
ask you a
wouldn't
question.
be
Why,
with
why are
them.
you using that word allowed? Is this like this? As if I'm allowed to do certain things and I'm not. Like, why are you using the word allowed? Just out of curiosity.
I'm just using it in terms of, like, to try to make this point very black and white, instead of saying, like, sure, you're allowed to do whatever you want. I'm giving an example. I can use Matt for an example. He's only, like, I'm not saying that you can or can't do anything. I don't know why that word is upsetting you.
Not upsetting me. I'm just curious.
Okay. So you wouldn't be with any of those women, correct? Like, your whole life, you're on this island, you're only around infertile women. You wouldn't be with any of them, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I guess it's consistent. So
Yeah, it's a crazy fucking position, but it's consistent.
So
I just think
because
it's
you don't
insane.
so you do have no respect for somebody else's opinion. You just don't agree with it. You just say it's crazy.
Oh no,
Yes,
hold
I
on,
understand
no. I
No,
tolerate
no,
your
it's
opinion.
okay.
No, wait, Burke, hold on. I tolerate your opinion. I don't have to respect your opinion.
So so you it's okay for me to say the same, okay? So I could just say the
Yes,
same to you.
obviously that's why you're up here. I assume that you don't respect my opinion, but the point is that I tolerate your opinion. I tolerate opinions in this world that I don't respect at all. I think racism is a very, very, very bad thing, but I tolerate it in society. That doesn't mean that I have to respect it.
Completely. So if I say we agree to disagree, okay?
Sure, but you can say that, but I'm saying that your belief is wrong and frankly kind of bigoted. And if that's what you want to hold on to, fine. If you want to,
You're defining my opinion to be wrong.
yes, I am defining your opinion, and I see no problem with that.
As if
Yes,
it's an
yes.
objective reality.
I think
but
you believing that
you're not being very logical, my friend.
No, I'm being exactly logical because I think you judging somebody simply because of who they love is illogical and wrong and makes you a bigot. Yes. I fully believe that, and I have no reason to not believe that based on what you said. And by the way, I fully hope that you don't get married at some point because your wife is going to be a very lonely person because she's not going to be getting any
She's
sex.
very happy. Don't worry about it, though.
Your wife is very happy. Well, I don't see how
Completely,
because you're not
yeah.
having sex with her.
Exactly. You don't see how because you don't understand any point. You don't understand anything. You yourself don't have a wife. So
Oh
it's
no,
true.
I understand a lot. I don't understand
don't.
how you can be married to somebody and not have sex with them other than with procreation, unless you're lying. Because
Do you have any experiences?
yes,
you
I have
married?
plenty.
No, you don't.
Yes, you can ask the person below you.
Clearly.
Yes, actually, clearly, you can ask the person below you what my experiences are.
Completely.
trust me, he's got experience. Don't you worry.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
can very much confirm that.
Yeah.
No
so
issue.
yeah. So Burke, I'm gonna say goodbye and a big old fu to you. Okay. So So we are going with him. Everybody, this is the wonderful Matt girlfriend. No names here, but Matt girlfriend. She's amazing. Everybody, this is my backup account, but feel free to follow this account if you want to. Follow my account, follow this account, follow my backup, all that good stuff, and we will move forward. And let's see. Let's go to this person.
My time to go.
Hello, Rebecca. How old are
Hello.
you?
21.
And okay, 21. And do you disagree with the topic?
Do I agree with the topic?
No. Do you disagree with the topic?
Do I disagree with the topic?
Yes.
Well, I don't really have a full answer for that because I don't really disagree or agree. I'm kind of like 50-50, like indecisive.
Which way are you leaning?
I'm not really leading to.
Okay,
Do
why
you think people
why-
should have? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
why do you think that it is possibly wrong?
Why do I think it's wrong? Because I have people in my friend group, for instance, who are lesbians, and I'm happy for them. That's great, but I don't want them to go into my face and go, "Look at me, I'm a lesbian." I'm like, okay, that's great for you, but like I'm straight, okay. I don't want them to push me to try being lesbian. I'm not into girls that way, right?
I mean,
That's why I would say it's wrong, right? Because I
That's
don't want to be
fair.
pushed, and I don't want to be pushed. I don't want to be like, right? I'm straight, right?
that's
I'm into guys. I'm female. I'm straight. I'm into males, right?
sure. And I like
And
that's
that's why I
fair.
would say it's
don't
wrong.
want. Sure, that's fair. I mean, I don't want anybody pushing their sexuality onto me. Like, I don't want to see straight people making out. I don't want them to push that on me. Like,
Mhm.
I don't want to see, you know, straight couples doing things in front of my face that I don't want to see. Like, I'm not consenting to that. So,
Yeah. No, I
so,
agree.
so then would that make straight couples just as wrong in your mind if they're doing that?
Well, I don't care about straight couples either because I am straight personally. Like, if I see a straight couple out in the street,
Sure, but
having a kiss or whatever, no, that's fine. But if I see a lesbian couple out in the street having a kiss, I don't care about that either because.
but so
But, like,
that just kind of
there's
sounds like
there's
how
gay
this-
people as well. There's not just lesbians.
you just can't say the GAY word. TikTok bans you if you
Yeah,
say the
I just say yeah.
Okay.
So just say lesbian to like
Yeah,
be
it's
everything.
weird.
Okay. So guy and a guy then.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't understand why that makes you like so uncomfortable. Like, what about it is so like not upsetting, but like uncomfortable to you? Like, that sounds like kind of like an internalized homophobia type of thing.
It's just because I'm straight and I've had people in the past going, look at me, I'm a lesbian, like, woo.
And I've had people do that to me when they're straight and they'll be making out with their straight partner in front of me. And I want no part in that. That makes me just as uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Would that not make you just as uncomfortable having a straight person going, "Oh, look at me," and making out in front of you and stuff like that?
There's, I don't know, but it's,
By the way, just saying. By the way, why are you applying how certain individual people react to the whole group? Why are you saying that because some individuals act all showy and flashy and they're in your face, that therefore that means the entire group is bad?
yeah, but you've got pride, right? And you don't see straight people parading about the.
The entire
Yeah.
history of humanity is a
You
straight
don't see
pride.
straight people parading about the town.
No, actually I do. Actually I do.
For the full month, like going, we are straight, we are proud. Like, I've never seen that.
Yeah, because all of history is straight pride. All of history is.
Yeah, you don't see, all you see nowadays is LBGTQIA, whatever it is. They keep changing it.
They get 1
LGBTQ.
month out of the year to celebrate who they are because they have been
one for
marginalized
one.
and because they have been historically marginalized and suppressed. And so we allow, and so we give them 1 month, one month of the year to just
It's
have a
not just-
parade. Like I don't understand like why people are so upset about this. I mean, like What's the big deal?
The big deal is it's annoying. You just see
Do you say
people-
the same thing about other cultures when they have their month? Like when they have other months of like Women's History Month, or I don't know, a month for indigenous populations. Do you also go, damn, I'm so upset that those people get their month?
No.
Yeah. So why aren't you upset at those people? But you're always upset at the GAY people. Like, what's the difference?
Well, the difference is that, like, I'm like straight, but I'm like 100% straight, right? And
What's you have being straight have to do with any of it?
Wait, did you say brought up being straight, or did you say born being straight?
well, I'm born female, and
Female has nothing to do with it.
I'm born female, and I am female.
Yes.
I'm not.
What sex you are has nothing to do with
Doesn't
it.
have to do with anything.
But that's also in the LBGT.
Yeah, you're probably referring to the T part, but again, I'm asking you, why is lesbian being wrong?
No, but sorry, my question was, I don't know if I had heard you correctly, Rebecca. Did you say that you were born straight, or did you say that you were
Brought up straight.
brought up straight? Thank you.
I never said either. I said
Oh, I'm sorry. I must have misheard you then.
But
never
but
said either.
again,
Never said I
I
was
don't
born straight.
understand
I just said
why.
I was born female.
Yes, congratulations. I don't. That has nothing to do with this conversation. Being born female or male, it just doesn't. But again, I'm asking you, what you haven't given me a logical answer for why you disagree with pride, because I gave you other situations. Hey, Carrie, thank you so much for the sub. I gave you other situations where people have other months, such as Women's History Month, Indigenous Peoples Month. I'm sure there's other months out there for many types of people, right? And yet you don't complain about them.
Because what in your face?
I don't complain about them
Yeah, why?
Why?
because I don't care about them.
You,
So why
don't
you don't care about women?
I do care
You
about
don't
women.
care about
I am a woman.
the
I do
indigenous-
care about
Okay,
women.
there. So you do care. So what you just said was wrong or like a lie.
Hold on. So if you don't see somebody being a lesbian, are you like, that's totally cool, right? Like, as long as you're not seeing it, you're cool with it?
I just don't want it to be parading about the street going. And it takes up so much time in the day, like the
Rebecca,
parades.
Rebecca,
Wait,
hold
takes
on.
them so much time in the day, what? Sorry?
These parades that I see on TikTok all the time, parade about, woo, we're lesbian, we're trans, we're this, we're that. Like, who gives a shit?
Okay,
I mean, yeah, who gives a shit? Why can't they just love who they love and be who they
yeah,
want to be?
Rebecca.
Why can they not just do that in private?
Okay,
Why-
hold on.
Why can't
Rebecca,
they-
Rebecca, hold on.
That's what I
Rebecca,
don't
hold on. Rebecca, from your accent, I'm assuming that like you're Irish or Scottish or something.
Scottish.
Scottish. Okay. We have entire communities in the United States that celebrate the fact that they're Irish or they're Scottish. They have parades about them. They have
American-
festivals. They have all those things.
American. You American.
Are they wrong for doing that?
I use American, yeah.
I'm American.
Well, if I said America.
Yes, people in the United States who are of Irish and Scottish.
People in the United States love Scottish people because their accents and because
No, I'm asking you that question. I asked you that question because I was trying to make a point. How people in the United States have festivals
Very
and
big in the United
parades
States. You
and
don't
have
really
entire
have it.
days dedicated to the fact that they're Irish or Scottish. Is that wrong? Because they are literally in my face about it. They are out there drinking, that they're out there with their bagpipes, and they're wearing their garb. They're doing everything to show the fact that they come from Scottish or Irish heritage.
Okay.
Is that wrong? Because they're in my face about it?
Well, that's not me. I'm not.
You're right. That's not you.
America.
Because most
like
lesbians are not out there parading. So why are you putting the actions of some individuals onto the whole group?
What did you say?
Why are you putting the actions of some individuals onto the whole group?
I don't know, because
So you said at the beginning, you said that like you are kind of 50-50. So
I'm
if
kind of 50-50 because I personally do not care if someone is lesbian, bisexual, gay, pan,
just don't say
straight,
that word. Sorry.
sorry,
You're good.
men and men, I don't know.
You're good. No, you're good.
I don't care which letter you are a part of, the A, B, whatever,
Yeah, you're good.
LBGT. I don't care who you are, if you're trans, if you're lesbian, if you're a lesbian woman, a lesbian guy, whatever it may be, if whatever makes you happy, whoever you love makes you happy, that's what I don't care about. I don't care, but what I do care about is people throwing it in my face, throwing it in my education when I was in high school, primary school.
What
And
about the education?
throwing it in education in children's faces. Children should
No,
not
what ab-
know the difference between male and female. Well, they should know the difference between male and female, but they shouldn't know anything other than that, if that
So-
makes sense. All they should
so-
know is about... Children should only know about being children, going outside to play, going to school,
So then should they
and
not
learning
learn?
children things
Hold on,
rather
Rebecca.
than...
Hold on.
So then should they not learn anything else in school? Like should they not learn about, history because they're just being children?
They are children. They are minors. Okay, and in the UK,
Rebecca,
a minor is someone under the
Rebecca,
age of
should they
18.
learn PDA?
Well, what's PDA? What does that mean? I'm Scottish. I don't know if that's
Like danger zones, right? Like don't let an adult do this to you, or if something happens
I agree
here.
with that. Yes, I agree with
Oh,
that.
well, hold on. That involves like bodily stuff and everything. That involves like letting them know about all this stuff, right?
Yes, but I also agree to let children be children and
Sure.
stop teaching. Like, see, I've got a 5-year-old.
What do you
nephew.
say? What do you
I've got a
say
5-year-old nephew,
when?
right?
Hold on, Rebecca. What do you say when Johnny comes to his teacher and says, "Why does Bobby have 2 dads, but I have a mommy and a daddy?" What do they say?
Well, and that I don't know.
So that's up to
this. That's up to.
But
the
that
school-
happens.
No,
That's
but
up to the school teacher and their parents to discuss that with that child.
No.
No.
This is what starts-
Listen. I have a 5-year-old nephew who's.
Oh, it
turning
does, chat.
6.
Sorry, I got it mixed up.
Who's
Sorry, my
turning
bad.
6, and when he was 4 or 5 times, we were on a trip, and 4 or 5 times he turned around and said to one of the family members, "I want to be Snowy the cat." He is a 5-year-old.
Okay.
I want to be what?
5 or 6 times he identified himself as some Snowy the cat cartoon.
Okay, and-
Yes, I identified as Batman. What does that have to do with anything?
And if somebody who was part of the LBGT, sorry, I can't say it properly, whatever you want to call it, heard that and go, "Oh, they're being serious." No, he's a child. He is.
No one
imagining-
thinks that. No one thinks that.
I mean, I know kids that want to be a princess and their parents literally have to have like 2 identical princess dresses and they have to like throw it in the wash and get it out immediately because that kid will throw a tantrum because they are Princess Elsa.
And by the way, you're comparing them wanting to act and like wear outside garb of like a princess or like Batman to the internalized feeling of them feeling that they're in the wrong body, of like being like a different gender. Like you have you ever talked to someone who is this young and who is having that kind of internalized feeling about the conflict that they're feeling? It's nothing like when I was younger and I wanted to be Batman. Nothing like it, because I was still confident in the fact that I was a boy or a male.
When did you know that you were not a boy, or when did you know that you were a girl? Like, did that just feel like who you were?
I've always known that I was.
Yeah.
Female.
So
I was born female. Female on my birth certificate. I'm always going to be female.
Sure. So what if I were to say, like, okay, so you had that feeling growing up, but what if I were to put you in a male body? Would that not feel wrong to you?
That would feel wrong to me because I'm not male.
Exactly.
I am not male. I'm female.
Exactly. that is kind of the point that we're making here, is that that would feel wrong. That wouldn't feel like how you internalize, like when you see yourself internally and feel how you feel. Like when we're talking about this part of the community, it's not that we're saying that these people are just making up random things that they believe in, and we're not teaching children to just, saying that they are a cat or whatever that was. Like, it's just about teaching them, like when they're younger, it's not going into depth and, going into these weird realms of teaching them about, sexualized things. It's literally just saying, Johnny has a mom and a dad, and Bobby has a dad and a dad, and Sophie has a mom and a mom, and that is okay. That's
Yes, that is fine. But when we bring it back way back to the Bible, God just made Adam.
Whoa! Now we're going back to the
all I
Bible.
need.
Now we're going back to the Bible.
God
Here we
just made Adam and Eve, not Adam and Adam, not Eve and Eve, just Adam.
Okay,
and
hold on, Rebecca.
Male
Hold
and
on,
female.
Rebecca. Does God think that incest is bad?
I'm not talking about incest. I'm talking.
I am. I'm asking you. Does God just answer my questions? Does God think that incest is bad?
Specific question.
No, because it directly relates to what you just said. So I'm asking you again. Does God think that incest is bad?
No, I can't answer that.
You can't answer that.
Yeah, I can't answer that
why.
Why?
because I can't answer that.
Why? That's
Why? It directly
It's a yes
relates to
or
what
no.
you just said. It's a yes or no. Does your God think that incest in any form is bad? Yes or no?
Well, I would say yes.
Okay, thank you. Who did Adam and Eve's children have sex with to produce their children?
No, I can't answer that because I'm not going way into that. I was just
no,
stating
but
that.
if you're relating things back to the Bible, how can you relate one thing, but then we can't talk about the Bible?
Yes, you brought up Adam and Eve. Now I'm bringing up something because you related it back to Adam and Eve. Now I'm asking you, Adam
I
and
only said
Eve.
one thing from the Bible, and now you're just continuing back and circling.
Well, is
back.
that
No!
Wait, hold on. Do you base the Bible on do you use the Bible to show your moralities? Do you base your moralities on the Bible and on God?
No, because I'm not a religious person. I was
Then why did you bring up Adam and Eve?
because I'm not a really religious person. Yes, I was brought up Christian. Do I believe in God now? No.
So
Then why
what
did
does
you
that
bring up
even
Adam and
matter?
Eve?
That is
Do
such
you
a
believe
weird
that Adam and
point.
Eve? I'm sorry to interrupt you. Sorry. Do you believe that Adam and Eve were the first persons made by God? Yes or no?
Well, I would say yes to that. But
Thank you. Okay.
I
So now,
genuinely don't.
no, hold
I
on.
genuinely do not know if they were the first people. That's what the Bible says, I think.
Yeah, but do you believe in the Bible, or do you just believe that that is, a book of stories, basically? Do you truly believe in that?
I do not truly believe.
So then
in
it
that.
does. That is.
Then why did you bring up Adam and Eve? Why bring it up?
Has nothing to do with it.
I was brought up Christian, and then as
Same.
getting older, and
I was
realized-
brought up Christian.
I was brought up Christian. I was brought up Christian. I was brought up in the
Okay.
church. I was baptized as a child.
Same. But okay.
Now,
so-
now as a 21-year-old adult, that doesn't go to church, and has their own beliefs, doesn't believe in Jesus Christ / God.
Right. So let's just get rid of Adam and Eve. I read a book where I saw Steve and Steve, so that doesn't matter. I think that was a moot point. I think we can move past that. Would you agree?
Yes, I agree.
Okay. So so let's just go back to the topic. We'll circle back to the topic here. So you think that, you should be able to love who you love.
Yes.
The only contention that you have is that you don't want to see it. Is that correct? Is that
I just don't want to people. I don't care if I see it. I don't care if I see it. I just want people to try and bring me into like forcing that onto
Sure.
me.
But
If that
you're
makes
saying,
sense. But not like forcing it onto me like sexually, like
yeah.
force it into like digging it into my brain more like
But you're saying that
you must believe in this. This is what I'm telling you to believe in. This is what you have to do. I don't want somebody to do that to me.
But you're saying that you don't like it when you see other lesbian couples, you
That's
know.
not what I said. That's not what I said. I don't
No,
actually.
I wasn't. I
care.
wasn't. I wasn't.
I know
Finished.
if I walk down
I
the street
wasn't.
and
Sorry,
I
I
see
just. I wasn't. I just
kissing-
wasn't finished with that. So
Why?
you said, and I'm not quoting you. I'm just trying to understand. So you said that you have lesbian friends, and you
Yeah.
don't like that you feel that it's being pushed on you because. Is it because they're specifically saying like you should be lesbian, or is it because you're seeing your two lesbian friends interact with each other in a romantic way in front of you?
I'm not saying it was my lesbian friends that were. I'm just saying that I've not heard, but spoken. I have a big circle of different friends in different groups, and I hang out with a lot of people. Okay.
Sure.
There is different lesbians in each different group.
Sure.
And some are saying this and some are saying that. So it's hard to vary between all of the people that I hang about with.
Which is why I asked you from the very beginning, why are you saying that because you disagree with what some individuals are doing, you're applying it to the whole group? Because you're saying that you know some lesbians or some people, dumb lesbians, who you don't like what they're doing because they're putting it in your face and everything. Mm-hmm. And now you're saying that what those people do, you're applying it to all lesbians.
Because it's mainly all over TikTok. I see it all over TikTok.
Well, then why are you engaging with content that makes you see more of it? Like, I don't really see that sort of content. I see a lot of cats.
I don't see it at all either.
So...
The user in the US.
Holy shit! Maddie, thank you for the $100.
Oh my god. We need W Maddies in this chat.
W Maddie. Everybody. W Maddie. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh my god. Sorry, Rebecca. Just give us a second. I'm so sorry. Oh my god.
Oh my fucking god.
Is that your first one?
Just happened there.
That was my first ever TikTok universe. Oh my god.
Oh my god. W Maddie.
Maddie. DM Maddie. Seriously, DM me, Maddie. I'm gonna follow you on all my accounts. Maddie, seriously, DM me. I'm gonna follow you, okay? Thank you so much.
What the actual fuck was that, man?
That was a crazy
chat.
TikTok,
that was a TikTok fucking universe. The most expensive thing on this app. Holy shit.
Insane. Oh my god, Maddie.
I'm sorry, like, I'm fucking combobbled. Like, my headphones aren't fitting, my chair's, like, way over here. Oh my god! Oh my god! Maddie! You're going to make me cry! What are you doing? Maddie! Oh my god!
That is worth for, I don't know.
I love the Zeus, but Maddie.
Holy
shit, Maddie.
Rebecca. We just need to appreciate Maddie.
Yeah, Rebecca,
Well, you do that.
I'm speechless. I'm being totally honest. I'm speechless. I don't know what to say.
I mean, if it's worth something, go for it.
Like, that's like $500 right there.
I appreciate you understanding, Rebecca. I really do.
I don't understand dollars.
Like, I'm like actually getting teary-eyed because that's $500 fucking dollars.
I
wait, hold on. Who said? Did someone say
$500? I think that's equivalent to like 450 quid or something.
That's crazy.
That's Maddie. Oh yeah, 470 pounds. Yeah, Maddie. Seriously, Maddie. I don't know what to say.
Wow.
Yeah, I honestly don't know what to say. Like, we might have to call it. Like, I don't know. Like,
Why?
What?
Why?
No. I was just saying that. Like, I'm discombobbled. Like, I don't know what to say. Like,
somebody sent. I'm like, I'm speechless.
No, like honestly, I'm actually speechless. Like, I don't like I there's not enough
Maddie is
praise in the world that I can
absolutely
give that will like satisfy like what I'm feeling. But Maddie, honestly, thank you so much. I I really can't thank you enough. It's like please, 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 Maddie, DM me on my main here. Just DM me and I will follow you. I want to be your friend. Like I want to be your friend. So
Maddie
just
see
like
this guy's day, year, week, life.
okay, so we'll get back to debating now. I guess
Sorry, Rebecca. I do appreciate you understanding that. Like I said, some guests
I-
can be really
Hey,
awful.
hey, it's I don't. That's
my
fine.
my blood pressure is high right now. Like I'm not lying.
That's not 500 pounds. Okay.
Right.
Okay, well, that was absolutely insane. So
That was insane to me. I don't know. Yeah.
man.
Girlfriend, I'm gonna let you take it for a second
Yeah.
because I need to like I have to.
It's time to process.
I have to go to the bathroom, but I'm also gonna go outside and like scream for a second. But you guys can talk for a second, but I'll be right back.
Can you give me mod powers?
Yes, I will give you full mod powers. In fact,
Thank you very much. Thank you. Very
you will have you can. You already have mod powers.
Oh, okay.
But I'm gonna make it so that you have everything. So now you have all mods, so you can add guests and like mute them and everything. So
Thank you.
okay, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Thank you, Maddie. Thank you again.
Again, some W Maddies in the chat.
Yes, W Maddie for like 10,000 years. I just keep it going. Okay, I'll be right back.
So
man crying.
W for a grown man crying. Release those emotions. I fully support that. Anyways, so
Anyways, now
Yes,
that all
yes.
that madness is, oh
yes,
wow.
back to that.
I've never experienced that before on TikTok. I think that's really
Yeah, that was insane. That was crazy. So we were talking about how how you don't like when it's being pushed on you, which is, I mean, that's fair. I don't like when beliefs are pushed on me either. So if that so when you feel that it is wrong, is it just that makes you not like the idea?
is so when I feel when sorry, like say that again.
You're good, sorry. Is it so the part of you that feels that it's wrong to be lesbian, is it just solely because you don't like the idea of it being pushed on you?
I would say so, yeah. I just don't like the idea of it being pushed onto me personally, and if I have children in the future, if it's pushed onto my children, and if I send them into school or whatever, and it gets pushed in, I don't think I would personally agree with that. Like,
So
personally, on a personal matter, don't think I agree with it. But if somebody comes to me and says, look, I'm a lesbian male, for instance. I'm like, well, that's.
Oh,
that's
Maddie,
good
did you
for
just subscribe? Oh my God, this woman or this person.
Maddie, did you subscribe again?
I should.
Oh my, Maddie, thank you for subscribing. Holy crap! I'm sorry.
They just put Maddie the baddie.
Yeah, Maddie the Baddie. I'm gonna make like an email. I'm gonna be like Maddie the Baddie, like
Yeah.
100%. Maddie, what's your at here? Because I see people tagging you, but just like say something in the chat, and I'm gonna follow you as soon as I see
I
it.
found them.
Oh, you did? Okay. I follow them on that account too, but
I can't.
Ashley, thank you for the resub. Thank you so much, Ashley. I appreciate you. It means so much, Ashley.
I'm not in some of these comments. Like, I'm not saying.
Just ignore them. Just ignore them. You're only
Yeah,
talking to
there's
us.
gonna be
Like that's personal.
People do that all
yeah.
the time. Yeah, just check.
Yeah. Just
Oh.
ignore them. There's gonna be people that
Maddie
are
the Baddie. I'm totally gonna make that a freaking emote, like
that are
Maddie the Baddie. I'm gonna get some like high, mama.maddie1. Okay, mama.maddie1.
So, Rebecca, when you say that you don't want it being pushed in school, what do you mean by being pushed in school?
What I mean by that, say for instance, hypothetically, I send my child into school. I don't have a child, right?
Right.
Right. Hypothetically, I don't have a child. I don't have a child. I'm not a mother. Okay.
Yeah.
Putting that out there, I'm not a mother. But if I send my child up to school, primary 1, primary 2, primary 3, age 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
If it's kind of hard when Americans have different school years, and
You're good. It's about the same, yeah.
grade 1 or something like that. I don't know. They'll say, if I send my 5-year-old, 6-year-old out to school and they come home and ask me questions about what's a lesbian, what's this, what's that, why does Jimmy's mum have 2 mums and I don't have a mum and dad, and that's just opening up a can of worms that I might not be ready to explain that to my child yet. Like, they're 5, 6-year-old.
Sure, but I mean,
Like,
the
that's
questions
why I
I
would
have
want
gotten,
educational teachers and
sure. I mean,
whatever.
I have a 5-year-old in my life that the questions I get asked on a daily, I'm not a mom either. I don't have kids, but like the questions that I get from this kid, they ask the most crazy things. I once had,
They ask the most crazy things, and I don't think I'll feel I don't think when I do have a child, I don't think I'll be ready to tell them
okay, but I've gotten
about it, or
asked,
like trying. I don't want to offend people or try to be offensive, but that's what I believe in. My opinion. I respect my opinion. I respect everyone else's opinion.
but I mean, you're not respecting the opinions of like the thing is that
Tolerate
your
then, or
opinion is
tolerate that.
is harming people of a certain group. That's the problem with it, is that it's harming other people in a group. And when you stop teaching things like that, it becomes this stigma. So when you teach things like, Johnny has a mom and a dad, and Bobby has a dad and a dad, or a mom and a mom, and you just normalize it, and it doesn't have to lead to questions. It just is what it is. I mean, the amount of things, like I said, that I've gotten asked from a 5-year-old of like, I have gotten the weirdest questions. I mean, I know a little girl who's 5. I have known a little boy who's 5. I've gotten asked, do you have a penis? Do you want to like look at my wee wee? And it's like, this is very uncomfortable and I don't want to be a part of that. It doesn't mean that I can't, like, you can talk to a child and just say like, oh, that's a conversation for when you're a little bit older, or, oh yeah, that's okay that, Bobby has a mom and a mom, and that just is what it is. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to go into this deep conversation. The point of the like teaching it is just to normalize it, and just to say like, it just is what it is, instead of creating a stigma and trying to like walk around the situation, because like you get situations like this where you start to feel uncomfortable about it because it's not normalized. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I don't think it's necessarily that it's being pushed. I think all that's being done is that it's being normalized. But I think that when kids talk about it, like it seems to make you uncomfortable because it's not normalized to you.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I think the whole point of it is just to try to normalize it with this younger generation, so that it doesn't have to be that it's being forced or anything like that. It just is what it is. It just is another thing that's in this world. And like, I fully agree that if, a couple of any gender is, flaunting it around in public and, doing things like that, I think that's inappropriate as it is. Like, there's still consent towards the people having that interaction, but also towards the people around them. Like, there's a reason that you can't just, be naked in public. Like, that's right. Like,
yeah, you would get arrested if you walked about.
Exactly.
Yeah, so there is boundaries when it comes to things like
Yes,
that.
exactly.
There's law, but law in the US versus law in the UK is very, very different.
But I think my point is just that, like, there are boundaries with that, but there are boundaries for straight couples and there's boundaries for lesbian couples. And I think that, like, if, somebody in your friend group, if they're going too far with it, I think it's perfectly fine to say, like, hey, I have this boundary and I don't want to see, you and so making out in front of me. But as long as you apply that to like other people as well, like,
Yeah.
because like, I don't want to see, a straight couple in my face making out in front of me, because that makes me incredibly uncomfortable. Like, I don't know if you see it in a bar or whatever, or when you go out partying.
You see it all the time. You see it on the street. You still literally, in the UK, you literally see people like going at it. Like, That's
Yes.
what I'm saying. Like,
And that makes me
it's
uncomfortable.
disturbing. Yes, it's very disturbing.
But
Like,
it makes me uncomfortable no matter who it is. Like, that's what
yeah,
I would say.
yeah,
Yeah. Would you
yeah.
agree?
Yes, I think I can see your point now.
Yeah. So I think it's not that, like, I think as long as you're trying to, as long as you're trying to, you know, not just stigmatize a group, but just like having the same set of boundaries and the same set of ideas across the board, I think
Yes.
is what is making that a different situation between like running the line of, you know, like harming a group of people because you're like singling them out versus just saying all of that makes me uncomfortable. And I think that's very fair to say and do because like you said, it makes you uncomfortable when you see people just going at it in public.
Yeah. Well, you get druggies and junkies
Yes.
and people out in the street live in the street like because they're people homeless, and then you just get mainly up in big cities where drastic. People in the US must think like everyone in the UK know each other. I've been over to the US and they're like my sister-in-law, nephews twice removed Scottish. Do you know them? No.
I know. I know.
It's all
We are
like,
very proud of our heritage, so.
Americans are crazy.
so like, no, I don't know your godmother's sister-in-law's twice removed nephews, cousin, whoever they
though.
whoever they are. It's because we're such a small country.
Bruh.
What do you mean you don't know every single person there?
We don't. We're
I know.
small. We're
I
all
know, I'm just
separated
kidding.
in different.
Yeah, I'll say I drive the length of Scotland, right, from like top to bottom in like a day. Like that's my normal drive. Like people think that like you can fit the entire UK in like one state here in the United States.
Yeah,
like
you literally could like. We went to Florida, Disneyland, on
Yeah,
the 4th,
yeah,
the 4th
yeah.
of July. That was a bad idea because the 4th of July is American Independence Day, and it was really busy and really warm, and I was 16 at the time.
Oh God.
So that was very stressful with me and my younger brother being Scottish as well.
That would
So
be
don't do that when you're Scottish.
yeah, I bet.
Yeah, that would be a
It's-
lot to experience.
America, I love America. Like, I would love to go back. Haven't been in a long time. The first
Well.
time I went, first and last time I went, because it was before COVID.
Come before a November.
Come before November.
Yeah. No, that's just the thing. Okay. All right, Rebecca. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate you, and I hope
Yeah,
you have
yeah.
a great time. Because in Scotland, it's like what, like midnight, or like Close to it?
25 to midnight.
yeah 25. Okay.
Well,
All right,
I appreciate
have a good
it.
night. Okay.
Hold on.
Okay. All right.
I just want to say, Rebecca, like I appreciate you hearing us out and like having a civil conversation and like just
Yeah,
trying to.
I'm okay to be civil. I'm okay to like meet in the middle and to agree to disagree. I don't want to follow up with everybody. I'm a people pleaser. I like to please people. I like to, do you know what I mean? But I don't want to fight. And I like a debate as much as any person, but I'm can meet in the middle. I'm quite.
Yeah. I think just as long as you're applying the same standards across the board, I think is kind of the most important kind
Yeah,
of
you know, I definitely
thing
agree.
Yeah. Okay, well I'm glad that we had this conversation and I appreciate you coming up.
Yeah.
Okay, take care,
Okay.
Rebecca.
Thanks, Rebecca. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Okay, everybody. We're going to move on to one more person. It's almost 7 my time, and I actually do have a little bit of a headache because I'm still flabbergasted. So I'm going to go on for.
You can go eat and I'll continue.
Well, my food's not even done yet. No, you can continue as long you want to continue. I mean, I'll stay on as long as you want me to be on. And because my food's not done yet, but there's some things I need to do around the house, but I can wait. Obviously. Probably what I'll do though is I'll probably take my headphones off like this. Because the headphone gives me.
Or just put it around your neck.
Yeah, I will. Yeah. Okay. All right. Next person. Oh, let's try to get this number up here, the Tappy Tappers, to 200K. 200.
Ooh. 200. You should do the thing where you set a gift goal. I have no idea how to do any of this.
Oh, it's right up here. No one has to. I'm gonna do a galaxy. 'Cause that's what it was. I'll do a galaxy. Thank you, everybody who has gifted, and thank you W Maddie for like 5,000 years, W Maddie. So thank you, Maddie, again for all your support. It really means like the world to me.
Is
And
Maddie in here?
thank you to
Please,
everybody, by the way.
are
Thank
we
you to
able to
everybody.
bring Maddie up?
Do what? Oh yeah,
Maybe-
Maddie, if you want to come
Just-
up and
Maddie,
say
if you wanna
something,
come
you're more
up.
than welcome to.
Yeah.
I'll wait a minute and then I'll add.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I also just want to say thank you to everybody in the comments. Sorry, I have ADHD, so I get distracted. So I usually am looking anywhere else in my house while I talk because I also just do that on day to day. Anyways,
I do that too.
I just want to say thank you so much for all the love and for all the W girlfriends and all that, and the gifts that you guys have been sending. I forget that I'm on a live and that these are going to like technically me. So I'm so sorry that I haven't been shouting people out.
I
just
will.
know
Yep.
that you are all the best, and I know that there are some people from Discord that are in here, and I miss you all too. I took a bit of a hiatus from Discord. It was a
W
bit
heart.
much. So I do miss you guys, and I do think about you guys. So
W
you know
heart.
who you are if you're in here. So.
Okay, I don't see Maddie and they are. There they are.
Yay! Hi, Maddie.
Hey, there they are.
Hi. I'm just
Hello.
about to be driving, so I just wanted to pop in really quick.
I'm
Oh
glad
yeah,
we caught you.
no problem.
But I just wanted to say hi and
Oh, hello.
I appreciate you guys. And
We
wanted to
appreciate
show some
you.
love today.
Yeah, very much so.
Of course.
You are seriously the sweetest person, and I'm glad that we got to get you up here before you headed out for your little drive. But
Yeah, thank you.
so
I
much.
appreciate it. Yeah, I just wanted to show some love, say hi, and that I love what you guys are doing. Matt, I watch you a lot on Parker and Dean's lives, especially. I try to watch them like every day. So when I see you live by yourself, I make an effort to pop in, but I haven't really been
Aw.
able
Well,
to,
thank you. I appreciate it.
like gift
Means
a
a lot.
ton until recently. So I've been really kind of showing out for
Aw.
all of you because I love
Oh,
all
that's
of you.
nice.
I love this community.
Well,
It's
thank
great.
you. I appreciate it so much. It really does
Of
mean a lot to
course.
me, like a lot. So I really appreciate it, and yeah. So definitely, now that I'm friends with you and I know your tag, I'll follow you on all my accounts because I have like 3 more, or no, I have 1 more that I gotta follow you on my backup. So I'll make sure to follow you on that one. But thank you so much. Like it means a lot to me, and
Yeah, you're welcome. Of course.
I just can't express how much it because it's a lot of money and it just really does just means a lot to me. So I appreciate it very much.
You're
You
so
are seriously
welcome.
the best. You're the best. We appreciate you,
Yeah.
and you're so sweet. Feel free to reach out at any point, and yeah.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Yeah. I'm always open. You're always welcome to like DM me and everything. And I will make an email. I'm gonna make an email that says Maddie the Baddie because
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Because frankly that's great. 1 and 2, you deserve it with the amount of money that you gave. So like I'm gonna commission somebody that is really good at making that stuff. I'm gonna commission them to make it because that is like W. So thank you so much. I really appreciate
That's
it.
so fun. Thank
Yes,
you.
I know. That's great. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Maddie.
Yeah,
You have a
thanks for
great day.
coming out.
Okay.
Yay.
Okay. Bye, bye, Maddie. Take care of
Bye.
yourself. Bye, bye. W Maddie, everybody. W Maddie.
Yeah, W Maddie.
Okay.
For those of you saying that you guys need something to call me, I agree. For the people that are in Discord, they've been calling me Tazzy, Tazzy. I don't know
That's
know
good
if
enough
we
for me. I mean,
should go with that.
Tazzy.
But that is kind of what I'm known as on Discord. So, anyways, the
Alright.
Discord is Parker's Discord. I don't know what his
Yeah,
actual-
Parker's Discord. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Okay, let's go to the next person. If you want to debate, now is your chance because we'll be on for a little while. I mean, we'll be on. We'll be on until.
Someone just
until-
caught the Z.
Yeah. The Z's. X, Y, and Z. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, Tazzy with 2 Z's.
Yeah, Tazzy with 2 Z's. What we want to do, Ranch, DM me, Ranch. I'm going to follow you right now. Follow. Ranch, DM me and we'll set something up. So.
Tazzy with a T, like Tom.
Yeah, T. If you disagree, get in the chat right now because I'll be on until my dinner's done and it's almost done. It's only got like an hour left or so. So make sure that if you want to, because I don't want to be on past 8 though. So
What are you making?
you were asleep and you didn't see my live. I'm making a pizza casserole.
Oh,
So it's like a casserole stuff, but it has like pizza ingredients in it. So
yummy.
yeah, smells good. So okay,
Cool.
okay, let's go to the next person. I was live. Yep.
Hi, Midnight.
Hello,
What's your age?
26.
Awesome. Do you believe that being lesbian is wrong?
Only because I'm a bi girl and they get more pussy than me.
Oh well, yeah, I'm true. Okay. Well, thanks for coming up. I appreciate it. Bye bye.
W.
Yeah, W. I mean, I'm not gonna hate on that. Brokeback Bob. I wonder. Okay. Hey, I'm gonna call you Broke. Hey, Broke. How old are you?
55.
Noise. Did you think being lesbian is wrong?
I'm a little confused, because I am a male in, a few years ago, and I'm not sure if I'm over it, but I wanted to be a woman. And if I was a woman, if I could be a woman, I would want to be with a woman. So what would that be? A male transvestite to be.
Yeah.
Oh no, don't
We
say
don't
that.
use that word
I'm
anymore.
sorry, a trans
You're good.
person.
No.
I mean,
Does that mean
If you identified as a woman, and you were trying to be identified as a woman and you were dating a woman, then you would be hetero,
it would be hetero?
no. Wait.
right? Yes.
Well, I mean, I know. I think,
You're saying hetero because of my sex it was born
no,
at?
No.
I would say that it would be.
I would have to be a lesbian because I identify as a woman.
Oh yes. Sorry. Yes. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
otherwise
That's
you're-
correct. That's what I believe. Yes. That's what I meant. I'm very sorry. Sorry. Yes. You would be a lesbian. That is what I. Yes. I'm sorry, everybody. Brain fart. I'm very sorry. I was typing something while I was saying that. I apologize. Yes. You'd be a lesbian.
All right, that's all I want to know. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
And again, everybody, I'm very sorry. That was I didn't even catch that at first. Like it went right over my head. That's why girlfriend Tazzy was like, wait, what the fuck are you saying?
It's like, wait.
Yeah. In my head, I was like, oh, you'd be a lesbian. But then it came out hetero because, I don't know. I'm tired. I'm hungry. I got all that money. I'm just... So, okay. Let's move on. We only have one person in the guest box.
Tap the screen, everybody. Let's try and get some more
Hello?
people in here.
Hello. How old are you?
Turning 19 in January, so
Nice.
I'm 18 right now. So why I think it's
Wait.
wrong to be lesbian?
You said, hold on, sorry. You said 2019?
No, I'm 18 right now. I'm turning 19
Oh,
in January.
Turning 19.
Oh, turning 19. Okay.
Yeah, all right. So why I think it's wrong is because I'm a Christian. I believe in the Bible and the teachings of it, the objective morality of it, and it tells me that it's wrong. So that's what I believe.
You're up, my love.
Okay. Where in the Bible does it say that being lesbian is wrong?
God commanded, well, in the one of the books of Moses, if I'm not mistaken.
Really? So you think somewhere within the Tanakh is a
Also
prohibition?
in Genesis as
again-
well, as he says to what did he exactly say? I only know it in my language, so. But he said to multiply and,
Okay.
be
Well then,
fruitful.
now that you brought that up, let me ask you: does God think that incest is okay?
He does not.
He does not. So, who did Adam and Eve's children have sex with in order to make their children?
With, can I say a word? Or
It depends on the word. What word you want to say?
that what you just said, incest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can say it.
I think he thought it was okay, and I can tell you why. Because they were pure. They were 100% of heart, so they were allowed to do so. But
You
once
think Cain was 100%? The man who just committed the first murder ever was pure of heart?
No, but Eve and Adam, they were
I'm not saying
pure.
even Adam. Even Adam were not related. I'm not saying it. I said even Adam's children. Cain kills Abel. Abel and Seth go out, right? And they have sex with somebody to make their children.
Yes, but
Who do they
if
have sex
Eve
with? Typically,
didn't commit that,
like it's a sister or something, right? And so, do you think God thought that that incest was okay?
all right. So no, he doesn't. But if Eve never ate from the apple, she wouldn't have been she would have remained pure, and then the incest wouldn't have been bad, because in a way we both are kind of related, because we both how do you call that, come from Eve and Adam, so we
Well,
are
we're related
still,
not
but
because of Eve and Adam. We're related because of evolution, but
yeah, but we
that's
can
besides the
just,
point. But
so
but
I have
everything
a
is
question real
incest
quick.
basically.
yeah, sure, go ahead.
I've been seeing a couple comments on your 7th repost. It's something about the LGBTQ community. Why did you repost that if you don't think that it's wrong? Because it's
Because I have a lot of friends and I accept them for who they are, but I still think it's wrong. But I don't push my belief onto them. I think that is wrong. I shouldn't
Matt, you
push
can
my
continue,
belief on
sorry. I just
anyone.
wanted to.
Okay.
I just wanted
But okay, we were on incest and everything, but that didn't answer the question really. Eve committing the sin by eating still doesn't change anything about whether or not God thought incest was wrong, because God could have just made more people, but he didn't. Instead, he told them to multiply, knowing later on that their children would have to have sex with each other in order to reproduce.
How do you know God wasn't gonna come up more, let more people
Because
come up?
nowhere within the text does it say that God made more people. It says God created Adam and Eve. Eve sinned with Adam. God casts them out, tells them to go out and multiply. Eve
No,
and
he's told that
Adam
first.
have sex, have a Cain and Abel and Seth. Cain kills Abel. Cain flees because God tells him to. Cain has sex with somebody, presumably his sister, to then produce all of mankind.
But he told in Genesis, he told them to multiply first, because there at that moment of time, Adam and Eve were still pure. Because let's say
Only in
I don't
Genesis
have a
1,
sister,
not
but
in
wait,
Genesis
wait.
2 through 3.
Yeah, let's say I have a sister. I don't, but just go with the hypothetical here. Let's say you were to marry my sister. You still have a slight percentage of chance, because you are in some way of whatever it is, evolution, or if you believe in the Bible, you're still kind of related, even if it's little bit. But nobody think that's wrong, because the chance of
Yes,
having
all
a
humans are
mutant,
related, but the further down the line that we get, it becomes so minuscule that it doesn't matter. That's why I
exactly.
can date my girlfriend who's right below you, and if we ever have children, it won't matter because our genetics are so
Yeah,
far.
that's good, and
And
that's
you need
good.
about
But
500 in a
But
population to be
in
able to.
Eve and Adam, this chance was non-existent. So you dating Tassie is worse than Adam and Eve and their siblings and their children. I mean, dating each other. So actually, you're doing worse than what
Well, hold
the
on. Are
children
you
of
saying
Adam
that
did.
Adam and Eve were pure, but didn't the sin nature make them unpure?
They did, but God couldn't predict that.
Oh, really? So God's not all-knowing.
He is, but you have to imagine it. I don't know if that goes into category of compatibilism, but I think God is everywhere at the space of time. So at that point, he might have not known it, but he is also at the same time further in time, so he does kind of know it. It's kind
So
of,
God knew
you
that
cannot
Eve would sin
comprehend
against
it.
him.
What?
God knew that Eve would sin against him.
No. I mean, well, yeah, then let me ask you this.
No, well, yeah. I mean, I mean, is it yes
It's
or no?
both. It's both.
Well,
It's
no,
not as black
that's a
as white.
contradiction. You can't be no and yes at the same time.
I mean, he's everywhere at the space of time. He's at every point of time at the same time. So he like his future self knows what happens, but his current self doesn't. But he's still all of these selves combined. Dude, that's what I believe in. Let me ask you this: even if he knew that she was gonna sin, what do you think is better? What do you think is true love? Forcing someone into loving you, or giving them the opportunity to freely love you? I think everybody would
God
agree
already
the latter.
forces things because God uses coercion. He says, "Love me, or I'm going to send you to hell." That's
Yes,
not
because
a free
you
choice.
choose to live your life apart from God.
No, 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 no. That's not
Jesus
the case. No, no,
died.
no. No, hold
Jesus.
on. If I say to my girlfriend, not the one below, let's just say some woman. If I say to her, "Love me, or when you die, I'm going to send you to some place to be tortured, or to some place that's away from me, and you won't ever know true happiness." That's coercion. That's not free will, because I'm only giving her really one choice. I'm saying, "Love me, or else." That's coercion.
Yes, but he is giving you the opportunity of grace. He's giving you the opportunity of embracing him. He has given us enough evidence of his existence.
Hold
Or
on, I'm giving my partner all the opportunity of grace. I'm giving them 80 years on this earth, right? 80 years on this earth, they can choose to love me, but if they don't, when they die, boom, they're going to be sent to hell. That's not a choice. That's not choice. That's saying do what I say or else. That's not love. Love is saying here's the option, but if you don't choose it, I'm not going to punish you in any way. I'm not. In fact, I would say true love would be saying, in fact, you might not love me, but I'm going to save you anyway. I'm going to send you to heaven even though you don't love me. I want you to be happy even though you did something to me.
and he
That's
does
actual true
exactly
love.
that. He does exactly
No, he
that.
doesn't. He sends people like me to hell, right? I don't believe in him, right? I
Because
blaspheme
you
his name every
choose
single
to
day,
depart.
and yet by what you believe in, I will be going to hell. But I'm saying a true loving God would send even those. Hex, thank you so much. Even those who do bad things against him would even want to send them to heaven because he is love. He is
And
pure
he
love.
does
And
exactly
yet,
that, my brother.
no, he doesn't.
Hold on.
Is
Hold on. Hold on.
Jesus will enclose
Hold
you
on.
Hold
in
on.
his
Hold on.
Hold
She's
on.
talking. Hold on.
Do you believe that there is a hell?
Yes. Maybe not as the stereotypical, the guy with horns and stuff, but yeah.
But it's a place that isn't good, correct?
Mm,
Like, so you go to heaven.
no,
which
I
is,
mean I
so
think
what is hell? What do you
it
think
is
hell is?
subjective because and that's probably good for you. So
So,
it kind
so
of depends what kind of person you want
if
to
I
be.
choose to be like, no, no, no. What? Okay. What do you believe hell is?
I
You
believe
personally.
it is the place where Satan lies, where he will be facing the day of judgment, as we all sooner or later it will come, and
So
as
what?
long
But
as and God willingly, with all the mercy He has, prolongs that date, so we can have we can still embrace and
no,
enclose
I'm not. No, no, no,
Jesus.
no, no. No, I'm saying. So you believe that it's where Satan lies. So what happens when you're there? Do you get tortured? Do you like? Is it a bad place?
It is a bad place. I don't
Okay,
quite know
so
the 100%
if I were
scripture.
to say, to you, you can be my friend right now, or I'm sending you to hell. Is that coercion, or is that?
Yes, assuming you are all good, yes. You are all
Hey,
good.
Matt,
And I don't
check back
agree with
in.
someone that is all good. That means I am a bad person. That's
That's what your God
point
does.
of
That's the point.
Literally, what is happening here?
Like, that's no different than what your God does. Your God says, love me, right? Love me, or I'm going to send you to hell. He doesn't like give me any other choice. He doesn't say go to this other place where it's happiness and it's it's flowers and it's me and my girlfriend for all eternity and we're just living it up and there's no pain, there's no nothing, everything is just amazing, right? There's cats and dogs and there's bearded dragons and everything is just amazing, right? No, there's that. No, you're sending me to a place where either one, I'll be tortured, or two, I'm separated from the very thing that is love. That's a
Yes,
punishment.
because our sins have actually led us here. The time prior to Christ, right, where people haven't heard about the Bible or Jesus yet, so there was actually no way of believing in him. So they were judged by God accordingly. There's actually a verse.
I know you
about-
believe that. No, I know you believe that. I'm asking you about people like me. Right? I know the Bible. I know what you claim to believe. I'm saying I chose because of the evidence that I don't see, but I chose, then I say, I don't believe in your God. And yet I could live a good life, and at the end of the day, though, because I chose not to believe in your God is going to send me to hell. And I'm saying that is coercion. That he either says, love me in the way that I want to be loved, or I am sending you to hell. That's coercion.
And you
Um,
agreed with that, guest.
I mean,
Because
I wouldn't make an
when I
absolute
gave you the
statement, but I guess
example,
so. Yeah.
because when I gave you the example, be my friend or go and be tortured, you agreed that that was coercion.
It okay. I will concede on that, but like I said before, if you knew okay, let's say a person comes up to you, and you knew for 100% fact that person was all good, does everything that person does perfect, and you would still not take advice, not take love, not take anything
I don't
from
believe
that
that
person.
that entity is in fact perfect,
And
because the God
also,
that you're describing is not perfect in my book.
like, why do they make
Why?
me suffer every single
Is filled with suffering caused by your God. Why would I mean I don't understand how you can even claim that your God is perfect and all loving when from the very first book all the way to the very end it's filled with violence in like his name. When God says ridiculous things all the time, when God commands people to do terrible things, that's not a perfect God. That's a God of like as like any other god that like does like all bad things. And by the way, we haven't even touched on natural pain, natural evils, things that are outside of human free will. Why God would even allow that kind of stuff?
Okay, we can still continue to internal critique my worldview. So let's go with this. Why is there natural pain? Before Eve ate from the apple, the heavenly garden, everything was perfect. There were no such thing as cancer. There was no black holes. There was nothing from that kind, and it all just started to crumble because she chose to be apart from God, because God only wants true love and not fake love. So yeah.
Okay, so if your mom, does a crime, should you go to jail?
Can you repeat that again?
If your mom does some sort of crime that's worthy of going to jail, let's say she unalives somebody, should you go to jail for that?
If my mom commits a crime and then I should go to jail.
Yeah, should you? Or should she
No,
go to jail and that
that's
doesn't involve
horrible.
you?
That's horrible. No.
Yeah, so then why is what Eve did, why do I suffer? I didn't do anything wrong.
No, you did. But because
What?
Eve ate the apple, and that's why we humans
So,
are not God. We
no,
will
no.
always fall to temptation because we are made of the image of Adam. But once we get into heaven, we will be made by the image of Jesus. He is the only sinless and perfect human to have ever existed.
No, okay, hold on. But what I said was if your mom or somebody in your family commits a crime, should you be punished for their crime? You said no. So
No,
then
but
why
God
should,
didn't punish.
but you just
Hello?
said that we're being punished
No.
or that we aren't.
He gave free will. Would you have liked to be just a creature without any free will and you just
Yes.
love?
If that meant
Do
that
we
I
have
did
free will in heaven?
every day.
Do we have free will in heaven?
Yes.
Okay. Can I do an evil in heaven?
No.
Okay, there you go. Heaven, God could just put us in heaven because I could have had free will and not do bad things.
No. Because
Would
first
you
of all,
rather have free will or would you rather
but you
live in
guys are
pain
both
every
asking me
single day?
questions. I have to respond
Sorry,
to Matt
yes.
first.
Sorry. I'll let you
Okay.
respond to that.
Okay, thanks. I will get to you right after. Okay. We are made by the picture of Adam. He is imperfect and he will always be humans. That's not just him. That goes to everyone. We will always fall for the different emotions like temptations, unnecessary anger, hurting people. We will always go down that track. But Jesus, he's the only person that can withstand everything Satan throws at us. So because once we transcend to heaven, we are spiritual beings and we will be made in the image of Jesus and not Adam. And Jesus is he's like God. He just won't commit a sin. He just can. He is perfect, and so are we. So in heaven, we are in a sense perfect in the free will sense, you know? So I phrased that terribly, but I'm trying my best with my English.
You're all good.
You're good.
Matt, do you have a response to that?
No, you can go. Sorry, I was typing something, but you can go to the next thing.
I mean, my point still stands with free will and stuff. So, you asked, would I rather have free will or not, or whatever. Would you rather have free will, or would you rather live in pain every single day of your life?
No, because, I mean,
No.
that's an interesting question. Wait. Good can't come without pain, without evil. So would you refuse to have any happiness ever?
No, that wasn't my question. Would you rather live without free will, or would you rather would you rather not, oh my God, why am I getting confused? Would you rather not have free will, or would you rather live in pain every single day of your life?
God chose us to have free will in the way we have it right now. And he is
That's not my
perfect.
question,
So
though.
obviously I will side with God.
So then you would
So,
rather
yes.
have free will than live in pain every day.
Yeah,
Correct?
obviously I would rather have free will than living in pain.
So then I would rather not have free will because I live in pain every single day. I have a chronic pain condition and I live in pain literally every single day. So why does God do that to me when I could live in, heaven exists and there is no free will in heaven and life would be better? Why would a God do this to me?
Because he puts, I believe, and there's of course, I actually want to shout out to the dude. He's called LBL. He teach me a lot of great things and I want to get to be as good as him. But I believe that God sort of puts us at the test of, what it means to have true love and what it is to experience good and evil. Because only once you experience pain, you will appreciate the good moments. Therefore,
I don't buy the soul building. That's simply he's quoting okay, I can't say his name right. I'm gonna stutter as fuck on it, but he's quoting Irenaeus, who believed in a soul building theodicy. That's what this is. It's soul building. I don't buy it. That is there are many ways one can build quote unquote a soul, and pain is not one of them. Are you saying that God could not make any other system of building a soul, of like perfecting a soul, other than through pain?
He could have, but that was
So God
removed.
chose pain.
No, but you just can't make it black and white. There's gray zones. Okay, let me put it again. You will not, once you experience pain, you will also experience happiness that comes there bond together. Good is the absence of evil. So once you reach heaven, you will only have good. So imagine the upgrade of that, basically. It's
So do
like
you
going
hold on?
from
So do you
Windows
live
7
in
to Windows 11.
so do you live in like extreme amounts of pain every day?
I have suffered through pain. I think that's
No, no, no.
pretty
Do you
normal.
live in pain every day? Like physical pain?
Physical, no, I don't think so, no.
Okay. So I live in physical pain every day. Why do I have to live like that and you don't? Why did God make me live like that? I grew up Catholic. I grew up going to church. I grew up believing all the things that you believe. So why did I have to suffer with this and you don't? But you still get to live life and you still get to seem happy. Why don't I?
Well, you can. There are two sides of the cone. Cone, what the fuck? Coin. So the more pain you live through, in your life, in your first life, in the image of Adam, the more the upgrade will be once you get to heaven, because there will be no pain. So
No,
in the
but
other way,
Where is
once
that
you
in the Bible?
convert,
No, I'm sorry. I have to cut you off. Where is that in the Bible? That sounds to me like a works-based thing.
no, that's my
That you
thought.
have to suffer in such a way that then you get an upgrade. No, I'm
No,
sorry.
wait, let me phrase it again then.
oh yeah, I'm living in the best heaven, y'all.
No,
Actually, I'm going to hell anyway.
because
Wait, but I'm going to hell because
yeah,
I don't
because you
believe in God.
refuse to turn to God, even though
No,
He
but I
has a lot
believed
of
in
evidence.
God. But I believed in God prior, like when I was living in pain. I believed in him at that point. So what changed? Why was I getting this amazing upgrade and now because I think that God is torturing me, that now I get what? Do I get an
Well,
upgrade in hell?
I have to get back to that upgrade. I think I've phrased myself terribly. First of all, God didn't give you that upgrade or downgrade, whatever you want to call it. I'm making a point to make your life easier and see it as an upgrade, because the more pain, that's my point of view, that's not the Bible. The more pain you will live through right now, the more satisfaction you will get once pain completely perishes,
So
in
then
heaven.
if I no, like, but why do I have to live in pain? Why? Why does God
And by the way, that type of logic only works if you already believe what you believe. We don't believe it, so we believe that this life is all we get. Therefore, if God is real and He decided to like torture somebody with pain for all their life, I'm sorry, but like no, that's bad because by the way, God would also know that Tazzy having that pain would turn her into an atheist, makes it even more fucked up.
True.
No, but that's the thing with compatibilism. He is everywhere at the point of time at the same time. It's quite the tongue break. But anyways, he is at the point of, like, the God that's watching us right now might not know her pain, but the God that is also him at the same time in 10 minutes knows her pain. So he's everywhere at the same time, because that's what I make of it, because we cannot comprehend something out of space and time. So it's kind of hard to explain it.
So, but you're saying that God is all knowing, right?
Yes.
So then Matt's question was, if I believed in God and I was a Christian when I had this pain, why would he give me this pain if he knew, because he's all knowing, so he knew that it would make me an atheist? That's what Matt's question was.
But he didn't do that. Eve did. Basically, simplifying everything.
So then God can like, he doesn't have like,
He refuses to interact with the free will.
oh, Matt, you're up. God refuses to interact with our free will.
Okay, but no, that's not true because all throughout the Bible, God will interact all the time. God interacts all the time in people's free will. All the
because
time.
because he changes the law depending on the time. For example, the Old
No, not changing the law. God tells people what to do. God punishes people if they don't follow through with it. God is directly involved in the day-to-day lives of certain people. God will interfere in free will all the time.
Yes, but he I don't know if you read the Bible, but he has mercy on who he shall have mercy. So it's kind of up to him. He has the
Yes,
greater
thank you for
picture.
quoting like Job for me. But yes, I know that's not the point. God having mercy just that doesn't make your God look any better. By the way, you brought up free will. I'm saying God intervenes all the fucking time with free will. Free will doesn't matter to him when it talks about I don't know, any of the nations that he just fucking destroys. He didn't care about the free will of the people in Sodom and Gomorrah. He didn't care about the free will of the Amalekites. He didn't care about the free will
No,
of many
but wait.
people.
To the Amalekites or also the other of groups of ites like Benjamites and stuff. Who was the guy again that went up to Jesus? I don't know who it was again, but the guy that he went to God. He went to God and asked him for permission, and God allowed it. God didn't command that. God didn't didn't make it.
Samuel. No, God spoke to Samuel.
Samuel.
Said, remember what Amalek did to you as you were going through the wilderness. Go and tell Saul this. And then Samuel went to Saul and said, so the Lord of hosts said to me, go and utterly destroy the Amalekites, kill all men, women, child and infant, oxen, or sheep and cattle, oxen and donkey. That's so. Yes, Samuel was told by God. Samuel told God. God told Samuel. Samuel told Saul.
Yeah. But God gave those groups a specific time, a specific set of time to repent, and they did not.
No, actually he didn't. No, actually he didn't.
Blood.
He cursed them from the moment that they attacked the Moses and the Israelites. From the moment it happened, he cursed them. He didn't give them any chance.
They shouldn't have done that.
You're right. Fine. I can agree with you. But them attacking Moses in like a wartime setting because they were going into the promised land, it seems kind of disproportionate that then God would then call for all people, man, woman, child, and infant, and all the animals to be completely wiped out. Like God says, "Oh, you attacked my people. I'm going to commit genocide." Like God, kind of overreacted there.
Yes, but you have to also see God is judge. God is judge of everything. So if someone with crimes come up, how do you call that? Criminal. If a criminal comes up, then you will punish him for his crimes, and you will not say, "Well, yeah, he will do better." No, you will have to punish him for his crimes accordingly.
Yes, punish him,
And there's
not the entire nation.
But there's some people who will, they will repent and they will do better after being, being maybe an addict or whatever they were. But there's some that don't, and some that will cause more suffering in the future to innocent souls.
So you're saying that therefore that justifies killing every single one of them, including children and babies?
I have to be very careful what I'm going to say here.
No. I mean, this is your God. So, if you believe this, say it. I mean, if it's what you believe, say it. I mean, there's tons of people on this app who say it daily, so it's not like I haven't heard it before.
I think so, yeah. I think so.
Yeah, okay. So tell me this. In 1914, World War One starts because someone shot like an Austrian guy, and the Germans go to war and all that stuff. Germany completely obliterates Europe until we get involved, and then finally we get them back. Let's say that someone came to you and said, you know what, Germany, they're just bad people. They're just bad people, right? Let's wipe out every single German, every single one, man, woman, baby, and child. Let's just wipe them out. Okay, but then someone says, no, let's not do that, because maybe they have repented. But then 20 years later, a guy named Schmittler comes along, and he's also, a guy named Schmittler, and then he does it worse. And then people say, oh, now let's wipe out all the Germans. Let's wipe them all out. Man, woman, baby, child, everything. Why? Because look what they just did. We gave them a chance. They failed. So now let's wipe them all out. And now I say, you know what? Maybe you're right. Let's in fact go through all of Germany, go through all of America, go on every single continent on this planet. And if you are German, we are going to unalive you. Would you say that I kind of overreacted a little bit?
You might have, but you also have to. You might also have to take into consideration that these scriptures have been transmitted through Hebrew, Old Greek so many times and have been passed by so many times. You have to also certain things kind of modernize it. And what I
there is no mod. No, I can no. You know why I know that this is not modernizing it? Because other peoples have done the same thing. You think the Babylonians and the Greeks and the Romans and the Sumerians didn't say the exact same thing? No, they did. And guess what? They also claim that their God told them to do it and that they were justified in doing it. No, this is an ancient tactic. People talk like this in the ancient world. This is how they talk. It just so happens that those other gods died out, but your God lived on, and so we have to judge it by what your God says. And I still think, by the way, you critiquing my point about the Germans, let's say that it wasn't another person saying it, but it was God telling me. God told me to wipe out all the Germans. Would that change your opinion? Because they did some fucked up shit. And so why not?
Because you're not God. You don't have
No. God told me. I have a personal connection with God. God told me to do that. God told me because of the sins of the Germans, for what they did during World War One and World War II, they are now under what they call harem. That's what it's called, harem. It means like utterly destroy. God told me to put them under harem, and therefore they are to be wiped out completely, like the Amalekites. They are now like Amalek. And I say, yes, God, thank you. And so now it is my duty, because God told me, it is my duty to make sure that there are no Germans ever living on this planet. Would you say that I was out of my fucking mind?
Probably, but
all
right. But wait, you have been internally criticizing my worldview. Now it's my time to return the favor. I'm pretty sure you're aware of the motion argument, which kind of goes into the transcendental argument. So everything, I hope I do this right in English. My English kind of sucks. But everything within motion used to be kind of also the word for change. So everything that can change or has a possibility of changing, for example, a warm coffee turning cold, it has a possibility of doing that. So everything within possibility can change. So the universe changes all the time. It has possibility, right? So it can't come from nothing. It can't come from a state of nothing. It always has to have a possibility. And there's where God comes to play. He's 100% zero possibility. He's just 100%, how do you call that? Casuality. Yeah. He's 100% casuality.
No, see, that's the problem, though. You're assuming that the laws of physics that are right now current are the same laws of physics that applied during the singularity that produced our universe. We do not have and do not understand the physics that was involved in the singularity. it is entirely possible that all of causality, all of the known laws of physics completely go out the window when you get to a point of singularity. So I can reject what you just said outright because we don't understand it at the science level, right? And so it's entirely possible that no, you don't need something before something, something to arise from something else. You don't need causality. You don't need any of that stuff. And I recommend that you ask a physicist that, because once again, your whole premise is based on the fact that we do not understand the very, 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 very moment of the singularity yet. Once we understand that, then you can make your argument.
All right, then let me ask you this: you're confident in science, right? You're pro science.
I'm confident within the methods of science. Yes.
All right. Confidence also implies faith and trust. So what you also got is a certain type of faith. So what does make you different from me?
Because one, my opinion will change based on the evidence. Yours doesn't. My opinion in the scientific method is because based on experimentation and verification. If you can show me that the scientific method is wrong based on experimentation, verification, and its conclusions, I will change my opinion. That is not the same as you. You have to believe without a lack of with a lack of evidence. You're saying I believe in God because faith implies, by its very definition, that there is a lack of evidence, because that's why you need faith. If there was evidence for it, then you wouldn't need faith, right? But the fact that you need faith tells me that there's no evidence. I have evidence for why the scientific method works, and it works, and it's self-correcting. You show me where it's wrong and where it fails through experimentation, verification, and through its conclusions, I will change my mind.
All right, then let me ask you this. Do you think logic is something within us or outside of us? And with logic, I mean mathematics, for example.
Mathematics is human created.
You don't think it's outside of us?
No, math is just a language. We create it. Logic itself, like the laws of logic, apply outside of us, but math itself is just a language that we make.
Okay. So is logic something universal, rationality, etc.?
Rationality
Hold on,
is
you
not
missed
logic.
a sub. You missed a sub.
Oh.
Diana, thank you for subscribing.
Thank you, Diana. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Well, hold on. Yes, I thank you, Diana. Well, hold on. Rationality is not part of logic. The laws of logic, the 3 laws of logic, are in fact universal. That's the point. Those 3 laws exist no matter where, right? But how we describe those laws, whether that they be through mathematics or any other way, that is human created.
Okay.
And again, I'm speaking from my own opinions now, but I'm not a philosopher. I'm not a mathematician. I'm not a physicist or anything. And so I can be wrong about all this, and I fully admit that I likely am. But from my understanding, just from my own common sense, we make up math to provide a framework to how to describe the universe.
Okay, let me ask you this: was math there before us?
No. The laws of physics were there. The laws of logic were there. Math was not there. We created math via a language
physics.
to explain those things.
With math, I also include physics. My bad. Clarify it.
Okay, well that's separate. Yes, physics was there, like gravity was there. I mean, if that's what you mean.
All right. So those type of laws, they are universal, and they are
No.
necessarily
Gravity is not universal. You want to know why? Because there's something called dark energy, which in fact is the exact opposite of what gravity is. It stops gravity. We don't understand it, but what we do know is that it stops gravity. So no, gravity is not universal.
But 2 + 2 will forever be 2 + 2, right? This is something.
As far as I know, yes, but that doesn't necessarily mean that in some weird universe out there that maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I'm not a logician. I don't know all that. I'm simply saying that based on our current laws of logic, 2 plus 2 will always equal 4. But maybe, go ask Blitz that question. I don't have the answer to that question fully. I personally am at my edge of my knowledge, and so I can't really say whether or not that is actually the case about whether or not like 2 plus 2 will equal 4 in like some other, a distant place.
Okay. I have to tell you something. I'm actually agnostic. I'm actually agnostic atheist. I tried my best playing the Christian. I tried my best because I wanted to debate what it's like being Christian, and I think I did good, even though I
It's because
haven't read
Matt
a
is
single
too good.
page in the Bible. I
Okay,
have
well,
done
we're gonna
good.
drop you then. 'Cause this was...
All right, sir. Thank you for being
Goodbye.
Bye.
I checked out of that. That was annoying.
I was having like a good time actually. I was actually like into it and shit, and now he's
at least you had a good kind of debate. I mean, you enjoyed it.
My food is I think almost done. Do you want to continue,
Yeah.
Tazzy, or you want to wrap up?
more.
It's up to you. One more.
Wait,
Okay.
let's do a poll.
All right. Well, they're gonna say yes, obviously. No one else is live as far as I know. So
Well, no, I was gonna say if. Okay, yeah, okay.
No,
probably true.
Yeah, probably true. Yeah, exactly. I haven't looked at my following count because I wanted to see.
There's already people saying more.
Of course they are. Of course they are. Y'all, remember everybody like 5 hours ago when I said, "Oh, I'll go on for like an hour or two." Yeah, I've been on for 3.5 hours.
I'm just saying, but this is actually just karma for you. So
I know. Don't rub it in. Okay, we're going to the next person. This will be the last person because
so he says.
Yeah.
I'm in control.
Yeah. I mean, okay. I'm going to go check my food, but I'm going to add up somebody. And Tazzy, you can kick him and everything if you want to, and all that stuff. So I'm going to go check my food, and I'll let you handle it.
Okay. Now I'm nervous.
Oh well, I'll be back in like 5 seconds. So. Well,
this person not loading.
No, this person's not loading in. Okay. Next person. Next. Oh, we only got one person, so this is going to be them. If this is not them, then it's nobody.
Tap the screen, everybody. Let's try and get this live sent out.
Okay, they're not loading either. Hey, Jepson, thank you for the heart. I appreciate you. Okay, they're not loading either.
Let's
Okay.
get to 250K. Let's tap that screen, everyone.
W. Okay. Now we get to this person. Hey, they loaded. Okay. Candy. Hey, how you doing?
What's up?
How old are you?
18.
Nice.
What's your birthday?
When's your birthday?
May
When's your
26.
birth year?
May 06.
May 06? Okay, that's fine. All right. Do you think being lesbian is wrong?
All right, hear me out. It's like
No, it's a yes.
Hold on.
It's
Yes or
a bit
no?
of a maybe situation. Okay, half no, half yes.
Which way are you
All right,
leaning?
hear me out. Okay, just listen to
All
my
right,
point.
Tazzy, I'll let you make the determination. So I'm gonna go check my food.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Tazzy,
All right, I'm ready. Let's hear
what are you
it.
saying? Okay, so here's the thing. It's okay to be lesbian if you're ugly, innit?
Okay, let's just not.
So
do
if you're
that.
fit,
Let's just not spread hate to everybody. Let's not do that. That's not an argument, and I had a feeling that was coming. Okay, let's see. It doesn't look like there's any guests in the guest request right now, so let's tap the screen. If there's any questions that you guys want me to answer, I will try my best to get to them. And yeah, keep tapping the screen so that we can try and get people in here. His argument was just talking about looks, and he said if you're ugly, then it was whatever, so I kicked him.
Damn, what a dummy. All right, next person. Here we go.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, how old are you?
Yeah, I'm 23.
Noise.
And do you think that being lesbian is wrong?
Yes.
Why?
I think it is not a preferable, natural thing to be.
Why?
Why? Because it goes against our purpose of engaging in intercourse to be able to reproduce.
So is it only about reproduction?
Primarily,
Or is it only?
I mean, it wouldn't be the only, but I think it's a very big proportion for being lesbian should be considered wrong.
But
Like there's no purpose. There's no purpose of being engaging in, you know.
Do you get any pleasure from intercourse?
Like for the yeah, but not everything that is pleasurable should be morally right.
No, but if it's not harming anybody, if it's done consensually, is it wrong to engage in something that provides pleasure for two people consensually?
I mean, okay, so your question seems like, yes, it could be worse if it was non-consensual, right? But since it's you know, two people are willing to give consent, therefore it's, you know, it seems understandable. But I'm saying the action of a woman engaging with intercourse with another woman seems wrong because it's not natural. There's no reproduction happening. There's no point.
Okay, well, what do you mean by natural? What do you define as natural? Sorry.
Loki.
Yeah. Well, I'm not trying to say, I'm trying to avoid to say something along the lines where you guys can then say, you know, certain type of group of people. It's, you know, when I say natural, I mean something that has purpose for it. Something that is meant to be. Something that is...
But
what do you mean by meant?
When you regularly see something.
What do you mean by meant?
I think that was just an extra word to explain purpose.
Like, so... But we decided that intercourse done consensually, obviously. Also,
Somebody got flagged. Hold on. Somebody got flagged. Was it me? Who got flagged?
I didn't get no flag.
No, I saw it. I think we're gonna have to end it because somebody got flagged for hate speech.
What the heck?
And that's not usually good.
Was it the last guest?
The last guest got flagged?
No, I'm asking. I don't.
No. That's what somebody said in the chat.
No, that's what I'm asking.
I know you are, but that's what somebody said in the chat. That they said last guest, and so I'm like, oh, okay. That's why I said it.
The cat caused the flag. Truth.
Let's.
Can we try and continue?
Yeah, let's try, but
I'll be careful.
I mean, if it's one of us two, we can just drop and come back.
No. That won't fix it. Okay, just watch your language, everybody.
Okay, I don't recall saying anything out of the...
No. TikTok is being weird, just like...
Because neither of us got a notice saying that.
Well, maybe it was me. I don't know. What did I say? Did I say?
Did you even speak?
No.
It doesn't matter. Let's just continue for the next... Oh, what the fuck?
Anyways.
Let's continue for the next, 24 minutes. At 8, I'm getting off.
I don't think that's going to be that much of a long conversation. Like, again, when you guys asked I meant, like, purpose, and she was saying...
For sure. But so that's when I said, so we decided that intercourse done consensually has either the quote unquote purpose of having a child or of having pleasure. Would you agree? It can do either or both.
Okay, you see, that's the thing, right? So, I mean, especially, I know I'm not using religion right now because I'm not a religious person that so much myself. But I mean, I was born in a religious family, and which is why in our religion we don't see engaging in intercourse and just for sake of pleasure. Engaging in intercourse is a very sacred thing, which is why it's also told us for not to do that before marriage. So, if you're engaging in intercourse as a lesbian just for the sake of pleasure, it seems unethical. It doesn't seem right, which is why I'm saying it's wrong.
So do you still hold to your religious beliefs though?
Much as I can, yeah.
So so your religion dictates your morality, right?
Does my religion dictate morality? I think it's a good foundation to be able to use as a pedestal, yeah.
Well then you would have to kind of go down the religious argument because
Well, you see, that's the thing. Well, what I did here was I tried using it as a reference to help you explain why I, again, don't value pleasure for justifying for engaging in intercourse, right? I just tried to depict you a picture, illustrate you a picture. So I'm not using a religious purpose, because then I'd have to, then it would be an argument to prove the religion true.
Yeah.
So rather, I'm just saying that there's no purpose. It's just wrong because you're not getting out of that. You're not getting anything out. There's no results producing. You're
So
not reproducing as a human survival.
if you engage in intercourse and let's say one person has a headache and the hormones released during intercourse because it's pleasurable relieves that pain of the headache, would that be a purpose?
Okay, ma'am, you can just like, I don't know, give them a massage to have some chemical reaction. You don't need to engage in intercourse with someone to get removed.
No, but if they,
like, there's alternatives to it.
two consenting adults want to engage in this, and it also just happens to relieve someone's pain of this headache, then would that not be a purpose of engaging? Like, you know, there's purpose of engaging for closeness, for pleasure.
Yeah, as I said, I think there are alternatives. You can still get the same result from doing something. Like, for instance, people say that, oh, I smoke because it helps me reduce stress, right? But in the long run, it's damaging you. It's harming you.
So how, okay, exactly. So how is this harming you? How is this a damaging act or something that is a negative thing? If it has provided, you know, closeness with a partner, you feel better, it was pleasurable, like all of these things that were positive, and there wasn't a negative experience from it. What, like, why is that a bad thing?
And also, I don't know. I honestly, I don't think I can answer that question because there is no damage necessarily. But
Exactly.
I'm just gonna say, when I say it's not normal, I also mean, other than the purpose, it's just that it's not common. But that's also not it's just not common. You don't see like
That's a bad argument.
Yeah, I know. That's not really an argument, but it's just really, it is what it is, right? Because
But it happens in nature. There's a lot of different species that will, one, engage in intercourse, you know, with the opposite or with the same sex. And there's also species that will engage in intercourse not for the purpose of for having a baby, but
wild animals do a lot of absurd and wild things that we as humans would never want to do. And I guess this would just be, I would argue this is one of those. They commit cannibalism, they do incest, they don't ask for consent, they rape other animals, right? We as humans have better morality. But more importantly, I just want to kind of make you go and try answering this question again, and I'm gonna leave, and thank you for being respectful. But how did you answer this? You just gave me another preference, right? Because when I said that it's wrong for you to be lesbian is because you're engaging in intercourse with another woman simply and there's no reproduction happening. And then whenever you engage in intercourse that doesn't involve for the intent of reproducing for human survival, it should be seen as wrong. And how did you respond to that?
So yes, I did give you another question because I was trying to understand your point as well. So, I mean, I stand by that there are other reasons to engage in intercourse. So is it like, if you engage in intercourse with somebody, will you only ever do it for the purpose of reproduction? Like, there's never going to be a time that you engage in intercourse with your partner.
No, right? I would only engage in intercourse with someone that I see as my potential future person that I'm going to spend my life with.
Sure, but would you only do it if you were only like trying to reproduce?
Yeah, I'm not with the, you know, again, I would do it in intent where we would be okay for having another child. Yeah, exactly.
Sure, but that's not my question. Like, would you do it, let's say, you know that because there are times in a person's cycle, in a woman's cycle, that they like won't be able to get pregnant. I mean, sure, there's obviously like the smallest chance and stuff, but like, so if you're engaging in intercourse, knowing that it's not going to lead to reproduction, is it wrong to engage in intercourse at that time of the month with someone?
Everyone's saying he's a wood. Okay, it seems like you already answered it because you're aware that what I could have been said. Even with birth control, safe sex, and the period of time, there's always a possibility for you to get pregnant. Always will be. There's never be 0% whenever you engage in intercourse. So.
No, I know, but you're saying that you're saying that the purpose of intercourse is for reproduction. So if you're engaging in intercourse not for the purpose of reproduction, because you're having safe sex, you're using.
Okay, are you talking about your wife? Are you talking about couples, husband and wife?
Yes.
Yeah, then I think that's okay because
Wait, why?
simply because again, intent, right? You have married, and there are couples who have created life, will create life. Therefore,
What
I
if they had
think
no intention of creating life?
like husband and wife who don't want kids.
Yeah.
But they have the potentiality to create kids. It's made. They're meant for that. Like they're capable of doing so.
So what if the woman or the man cannot, like, what if one of them is infertile?
And did they know about this before marrying? I
No.
would just say that they. Okay, now you see that's the thing, because that's the intention, right? So if I would argue that if a man, unfortunately, I'm sorry, I don't know if you guys will judge about this, but if a man knows before marrying this woman that she's infertile and knows that he won't be able to create a family and create life, then I think that even making the decision to marry someone who's infertile would be wrong.
Even if they love that person? Like, if you fall in love with someone, I mean, you can't always control who you fall in love with. And if you both still love each other,
Easy.
you know, there's other resources, there's adoption and stuff like that. So, like, would it be wrong to marry someone you love then, would be the question.
You see, I think that would be an attraction. Love is much more than just being simply attracted to someone. And I don't think you could love, you know.
But love does not mean have it, like, the necessity of having intercourse to have a child. Like you said, love is a lot of other things. So if you love this person and then you find out that they're infertile, let's say before you get married, do you just go, oh, I love you so much, but you are infertile?
That'd be kind of awkward.
Right? Like, that wouldn't be right.
I don't know, but you see, that's what I'm saying. It boils down to intentions, because now I would just say that as an adult, it is your responsibility to actually know everything about the other person before you claim that you love them. I just think that I will just argue that I don't think it's love if you don't know who do you love, because clearly there was a big aspect of someone that you didn't even know of.
Okay,
So how
but
do
what
you
if
love some?
what if neither people knew until they tried to have a baby? Like, that happens all the
Yeah,
time.
that does. I know actually someone who.
Yeah. So does that mean that those people?
But you see, that's the thing. But look, I don't know what your name is. Rockin'
You can call me
Library.
Tazzy.
Tazzy?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the thing, right? Because what was I gonna say? You see that? No, listen, right? That's what I'm saying. Even that does happen. You see how naturally people are going to, you know, sympathize for them, that, oh, this happened, I'm sorry, because it wasn't preferable. It should not happen. It should not occur. Right?
That has nothing to do with the question, though.
No, it does, because that's what I'm saying. So if you can prevent from that happening, you would do everything for that not to happen. It's just that unfortunately that is just to be the case, and you just can't change it. So if you could prevent it from happening yourself, you should do so, right? That I don't know if I'm really explaining it well to you.
No, but that's the point of my question is, so you find out that you can't have kids. Is it wrong then to engage in intercourse going forward, knowing for a fact you will never be
I
able
could
to
bite the bullet. No, seriously, I'm not going to do this here because it just doesn't make sense. For the sake of argument, I can just bite the bullet and say the man should then require to marry another woman that he can create life with, okay? I could, but I just don't think the person, because I'm not religious. A religious person would have said that to you. I just think it's also unethical to break the woman's heart who you're with, but then also you're also allowed to marry more than one woman, right? So maybe then at that point you can then say, you know, you can then marry.
No,
and
but
just keep
is
the
it
person
wrong?
for love? No?
No, but is it wrong to engage in intercourse with that person knowing that they will never be able to reproduce? Is having intercourse wrong?
Yeah, I mean, why are you engaging in intercourse if you don't expect any child?
For pleasure.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. But she is a woman. She's a biological woman. If she was not born with the medical complication of being infertile, then she would have. You see, that's still okay. But being lesbian is a voluntary. Okay, it's not a voluntary choice, right? You guys are gonna say you're born that way, but acting upon it is a voluntary choice there is no purpose of it, right?
Okay, so if there is a lesbian couple that get together and have, you know, and get married and they never engage in intercourse, is that fine?
A married couple who are lesbian that never engages in intercourse, is that fine? Is that what you had asked?
Yes.
How honest is that? But okay, just
It's just a question, though. It's a question.
Okay. Are they going to make out?
Let's say no, for the sake of this argument right now.
Okay. I don't know. Do they talk in a flirty aspect?
Well, yeah, they get married.
Yeah, exactly. So that's I guess.
Wait, so
there's nothing
flirting?
okay, you know what? Yeah, okay. I'm not arguing that there's anything inherently wrong for someone to be attracted to, because I've looked at studies. Apparently, you are born a certain way, right? The gay word, or lesbian, and you can't control your attractions. People had asked me if I could naturally choose to be that's fine, but you marrying someone, yes, making the decision to make it a legal decision is just wrong.
Why? What changes from a piece of paper?
Yeah, I mean, okay, nothing changes from a piece of paper, of course. It is just a piece of paper, it's legality. But I'm saying the intent of choosing the rest of your life with another woman, as a woman.
So?
What do you mean, so?
That makes them happy.
That makes them happy?
So, okay, so what if they adopt? So then there's, they raise a kid together.
Yeah, honestly, I'll be honest with you. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe seriously, in terms of arguments, I concede that I don't think you can prove this. I don't think I can make an argument to prove the things that you're saying wrong. At the end of the day, it's just I guess a religious thing that you see it as, and reproduction. Because I guess you're giving some alternatives than reproduction for someone to engage in intercourse. And I would be lying if people don't engage in different forms of intercourse that don't require pregnancy, right? I would be lying if there are no instances where you do just act upon that. But when I say normal, I could have, I don't know, ma'am. Seriously, sorry. The guest box was open and I see Matt multiple times. So I just wanted to come up and also have a conversation with him. But I also enjoyed having a conversation with you. I don't have any other points. I just think I already gave you the reasons why I thought it was wrong, but you've answered it.
You hold to the fact that you think it's wrong, correct?
I just think, okay, I don't think I would use the word wrong. I just think it's I just think when I look, okay, to be frank with y'all, when I look at someone who is GAY, who is lesbian, I have family members from FARC family members. I have friends who are, I see them similarly to, this is also going to sound wrong, as I see people with, this is going to sound really wrong. Yeah, I just see these people as people who I love, who has other kind of, conditions. Like,
conditions?
Like,
I don't know.
Don't say it, then don't say it. I'm about to say it. Like people are born with certain conditions, like autism.
Okay, so what makes
they're just
that
different. Listen, they're all humans. They all deserve the same love and respect. They're just born with this condition that is just not normal.
Okay, so hold on. So you're saying that people with autism are not normal?
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying people with autism are different, right? They are different. They need different intentions. They need different etiquettes. They need different living style. They need another human being with them. But they're still human.
Hold on. Not necessarily at all. Like, I would say that I know many people that have autism that you would probably never know. And it is very, very
there are levels. Yes, I agree. There are levels of autism and Down syndrome and whatnot. But I'm just saying, exactly. So I'm just, I'm trying to say.
What makes that not, so you said it's not wrong, but it's not natural, or it's different.
Yes.
And which is another way. I mean, you are basically saying that you don't feel that it's right. Like, let's be honest. Like, you are basically saying that you are viewing it as a different thing, as a negative way.
Well, yeah, exactly. I gave you however you want to conclude it. Do you think people with autism are necessarily wrong? No, but it's just they're different.
They're completely normal people.
Okay, exactly. So are the people with the LGBT community. Yeah, they're normal humans. Yeah, that experience happens, but they're just different. Like, it's not a normal thing to be in.
You just said, so you're contradicting yourself.
What is a contradiction?
You said they're normal, but they are not normal.
No. Okay, wait. What do you mean okay, yeah, see, that is contradictory. When I said that's not natural. Okay, that's not normal. Yeah, they're not normal. Okay, oh my God.
But so this is a problem.
What the fuck did I come into?
So But you're saying that people with autism are not normal, are not natural. That's what you're saying.
Yes, they're different. Yes, they are.
That is incredibly ableist. Would you say
Okay,
that
I have a question. Okay, fine. You know
Hold
what?
on. Yeah. I don't know if like this is on point, but like I'm left-handed. I'm a statistical like fucking anomaly here. Am I like normal?
Okay, I'm gonna after I answer your question, I want to ask this. I forgot her name already. A really important question. Tez, yes. Okay, so are you not? Yeah. By the way, I was at work yesterday, and the person was left-handed, and we were like, oh, we gave her that little shock expression. I mean, are you normal? Yeah. I mean, I don't think being right or left is that inherently different because you're still using a hand at the end of the day. It's just that it's one being another. So I don't think there's really that much of a
go
difference.
ahead and ask her your point.
Yeah, and Tez, I want to ask you a question. You're making it. I mean, I know what I'm saying is not generalized to be heard that often, but when I made the claim that I don't think there's anything wrong with people with part of the LGBT, but it's just not normal. Same goes with people with other conditions that are born. Tez, if you'd have to make a choice, would you be okay if your children were born with autism or Down syndrome, or would you choose not for them to be born that way?
It would not matter to me.
Really?
How they were born if they are happy.
No, that's not my question. No. I ask you a specific question. Would you try to, if you were given the choice, if you think that if you could prevent your children from being born with autism or Down syndrome, would you choose not? Would you choose? Huh? Sorry?
You are making autism sound as though it is this awful thing, or that it's this undesirable.
But to answer the question, would you stop from your kids being born with autism if you had the opportunity to do so?
No. And
you would let your children let your children born with autism even if you could have chosen not to?
Did you know that this is a thing that happens? People can get genetic testing while they are pregnant